Hey, it's Friday night. This is Mod 20. You're watching Wizards and Webcams, and I am stoked to get into this mess. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight?
What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's
Doing
up?
good.
Yeah.
Oh, was that?
Yeah. I was asking you guys. I was asking the people at home. What up, people at home? I see you out there.
Easy, good
Wizards.
Yeah,
Yes.
so like, I'm excited. I've been thinking about this all damn week. We hung out on Wednesday, so if you guys weren't here, you missed out on some great memes and some great times. Specifically looking at you, Malfoy.
That's just because he's in the middle of the screen on yours.
Yeah, pretty much. But I was super excited before that. We talked about the game. We talked about some fun things, and now I'm even more hype on it. So we have a couple things to touch on before we actually jump into the game, but that shouldn't take very long. So first off, we got 2 new follows while we were offline, like between Wednesday and now. So that puts us at 30. We are so close. We're only 20 away from our 50, guys. So thank you. So new follows. We've got a Force 4 good, and that's a +1. So that's a +1. I've heard about you. I know who you are. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And also our good friend in the chat, DB. So DBZ2010. Right when we went live, we got a notification that she was hosting us. So she has us streaming somewhere else also. So thank you so much for that. Yeah.
I owe her a drawing.
You do owe her a drawing now, but make it one of somebody
True.
going like this.
No. It has to be a drawing of that shipping group that she did.
Yes, it has to be. So Malfoy, real quick, just so you know, we made a 3-way ship group.
Ship like the slang term for relationship?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we built
like a boat.
we built it. It's
We built the shippy.
It's
on Rock and Roll.
Armand, Nickelodeon, and Bjorn.
Yep.
Armyornalodian.
That's you guys.
Armyorna Lord.
Yep.
Okay.
That's you guys.
And-
So, anyway.
Yeah, apparently.
I think
So
that's
what is Etlin just a voyeur, or what's that about?
I'm on the side drawing you guys.
Oh, you're painting us like one of your French girls?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Well, 3 of my French girls.
Etlin's got a very graphic imagination. That's all.
anyway.
Oh, I didn't imagine this.
Anyway, let's come on back. That's a conversation that we can save for Wednesdays. If you want to hear more about that kind of stuff, people at home, then y'all wizards need to be here hanging out on Wednesday, because that's the kind of shenanigans that goes around here. Before we jump in, I know we had some sound issues last week. Do we sound okay out there? Just if we do, give us the good +1 in the chat. If not, then say hell no. But we're going to jump into it. We'll kind of adjust on the fly if need be. So, who wants to give us the recap from last week?
Not it.
I'm
Those
just
goes.
I'm gonna
did
vote.
happen last
I'm
week?
gonna vote that Richard gives us the recap from last week. It doesn't have to be anything huge. Just give us the bullet points, my dude, just so people who didn't catch it can get a little caught up.
Okay, last week, some holes opened up in the ground. The city
Nice.
got swarmed by goblins, and Armand freaking melted a few of them.
Yeah, I did.
Exploded. Just exploded a few of them from the inside out. It was nasty.
And then Bjorn murdered the rest of them because
Yeah,
he hit
Bjorn-
like 7 people.
Bjorn was Viking Yorn horn going. Yeah.
It was the barbarian blender.
The bar blender or something. Yeah.
Bar blender.
Anyway.
And we fought a drow.
And then Drowse.
Yes, drow.
And then Nick did a lot of praying. Nickelodeon.
Indeed.
Yes, I did.
A whole shit ton of praying. All right, well, so that gets you pretty much caught up if you didn't catch it. If you want to see last week, link down below in our socials panel. There's a link to our YouTube, so you can go check that out also. But tonight, we're going to jump right in. When we left our party last week, Armand and Etlin were headed towards the Truth House, and they were heading to go talk to a couple different guards who were doing an investigation trying to get more information on the drow that came to the surface. And I believe it was Nickelodeon and Bjorn were still at the Temple of the Mistress. So we legitimately left off. Armand and Etlin had just left the magic item shop known as Lerman and Rogor's Tedious Tinkerworks. They had just purchased an amulet and they were headed off to their destination. So we pick up today the travel between Tedious Tinkerworks and the Truth House, or the Words House, whatever you want to call it. There's a bunch of slang around. But you guys have managed to get up there. You're there wandering around, looking around.
This to be myself and Etlin?
Yeah, this was Armand and Etlin.
Okay.
As for Nickelodeon and Bjorn, you're still at the Temple of the Mistress doing clericy and barbarian friend things.
Just lunching about.
So, we're over by we're in this house of law now.
Yes.
We're actually there.
Yeah. We just cut your travel time out. It wasn't that far from Tedious Tinkerworks to the Law House.
Okay. I was gonna say I wanted to see if I could figure anything out about that necklace that he's got on him.
Okay.
Necklace?
The amulet that you bought.
Amulet, yeah.
Oh, I just have it.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing it.
Like, it's just in the bag now. But yeah, is there anything I can...
Etlin, you want to see this item that I just bought?
Yeah, I'm just like, is there anything I can figure out about this thing?
Take a look.
Yeah, make me an Arcana check, please.
Okay. I don't think I...
I mean, you're a wizard. You should
it's,
do at least a little bit.
It's,
You're a
14,
wizard, Etlin.
And
Thank you. I was gonna make that reference too.
I don't think I have anything. I don't have anything written down from when we made this character for an additional thing.
Okay. Then
intelligence?
yeah, just add your intelligence modifier.
Okay, so I have it's 17 that I rolled.
17. All right, so you're trying to figure it out, and you're looking at it. All signs point to there is something magical about this, but it being
Lucky.
Yeah, it being. Are you gonna use your lucky?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm saying that's how lucky that this magic thing is like happened its way into our lives.
So, yeah, if you wanted to spend the time to like attune to the object, that way you can kind of grasp the whole spectrum of what it does. It takes about an hour. And it's one of those things that you'd have to like sit down and like really like focus on it. But you can definitely tell that it does something, and it does something that'll help keep you safe. You just don't know exactly what.
So I want to say exactly the words. Yeah, you're gonna have to spend a lot of time with this. Get real close and personal with it, and then I hand it back to him. That's all the information that you get for this.
Okay. I don't just hang out with this amulet.
Mhm.
Okay.
You're gonna just the more you talk to it, the more you guys will bond.
Okay. Do you know anybody in town who might be able to discern the exact nature of the object before I sit and talk to an inanimate object for a period of time?
I mean, I do work with magic a little bit, so I mean, you can trust me. But if you really want to find a place, I mean, maybe we can look around a little bit.
And Edlin, with you having lived here your whole life, you would definitely know a couple like side shops and stuff like that. So if you wanted to go find a place later,
I'm not telling him.
Yeah. Okay.
I want him to go with you because I can talk to this necklace.
Okay.
Great. Wonderful.
So,
I guess we'll just keep on moving to the hearing hall then.
Okay. So you head further into the hearing hall, and you come to a small, but rather elaborate-looking desk, like just very ornate, like it has a position of power, and it's like it's a long hall. Then there's the desk. Then behind the desk is two large doors that open. You come to the front of the desk, and there's a gnome sitting behind the desk, and without even looking up, yes, what can I help you with? Still just like writing in a book.
Hello, this is Truth Seeker Armand Felbrin. I have an appointment that will be coming in at about noontime for an investigation into the attack that occurred yesterday. I would just like to let it be known that we do expect somebody to come in. We won't be available, and I won't be available until about noon. But if they do come in, just please make sure that they are at my station and ready for me when that time comes.
Without missing a beat, without looking up, he goes, yes, yes, and flips a couple pages, writes down in some scrawling letters, and goes, all right. Is there anything else I could do for you? And flips back to the page and keeps like transcribing. It looks like he's doing.
Have we received any sort of investigatory information about this, or is that still with the guard?
Are you
About
asking
this
me or
attack.
the gnome?
The gnome.
Okay. It's like with everything that happened yesterday, so much looting, so much death. I've just been working through my books all morning. I haven't heard anything.
That makes sense. I'll turn to Etlin. That's it for me. We're good for until noontime. It's still DM. It's still like 9ish, right?
Yeah, it's probably pushing like 10 o'clock at this point, but you still have a couple hours before your appointment time.
Okay.
All right. And,
So that's it for me.
okay. The gnome goes and like waves you off. Doesn't even look up. Doesn't just like all right, bye.
I'm just gonna follow you around.
Okay. So,
Yeah, just like just wherever you go. I'm gonna sit in the lounge and read whatever magazines they have, I guess.
Wizarding
I
Monthly.
think we would. I was going to go try to find somebody who can help me identify what this amulet does, but also, well, I'll turn to Etlin and say, do you know anybody in town who can identify objects, their make, items that might be of any sort of significance, like this item that we got yesterday? And I'll show him the ring from the drow.
Okay. Yeah. If there's anywhere that I know of, I'd be happy to share the information with him.
Make me a wisdom, just a wisdom check, just a straight wisdom. Yeah.
Okay. That is a cool 9.
9. Okay. I mean, you've lived here long enough that like you.
Wait.
you get it.
Is it 10? I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, you've lived here long enough that you know a few people here and there, and are you? So you definitely know where to take this guy. Are you gonna take him, or are you just gonna like? Are you just gonna go now, or are you gonna do something else here and then go?
I'll leave that up to him. I'll tell you that I know where some places are, and I'm happy to go with you if you want. If you think we have enough time.
Yes, just if as long as it's within walking distance and we can get there and come back within the hour, within an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That seem okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we will do.
Okay.
As we walk there, I just want to keep telling him stuff like, yeah, no, this necklace, man, I really love that necklace that you have. Like, I wish I had one. They're great companions. They make you stronger, but your guys' bond, you have to bond with the thing. Yeah, I wish I had a companion like that. All I have is Mage Hand.
Okay.
All I have is Mage Hand. I love it.
That's great.
So you guys.
It's like a pet rock.
So y'all leave the hearing house, headed generally the kind of same direction that you had come from, and it's going to take you a little bit to actually get to where you're going. And while you guys are doing your walk through town, we're going to jump over to Nickelodeon and Bjorn.
Bjorn.
So Nickelodeon, you had stayed behind and were trying to help assist any way that you could in the temple, correct?
Yeah. And then after that, I was gonna try and see if they had like a room of records, maybe like of people that have traveled through, maybe not just like actual clerics, not just like people who were staying at the mistress's temple as like a halfway house or something.
Okay. So you have spent the better part of an hour walking around making sure people are okay. There was at one point where you had to help somebody. You had to help another cleric. He just needed an extra set of hands in bathing a person just because they were very injured, very just they're at this point like they're messed up from the fight, from the invasion. They're looking like it's going to be paraplegic for life kind of business. So the other cleric needed help. You had to like throw on some gloves just to help him bathe this person real quick because they were still covered in like blood and dirt and stuff like that. So clean him up so you can see a little bit better, because he's one of the last ones that came in. After that, the high priest that you were talking to yesterday came down, and he addressed you about the room of records, took you back to the room of records, and you spent the time until now just kind of digging through. So I need you to make an investigation roll for me. And Bjorn, during all of this, what were you doing?
Well, as little I can do is I guess I'll just sit in my corner.
Okay. Just,
Watching.
just kind of unsure.
Standing
Of,
guard.
so you're just kind of unsure of what you wanted to be, or like what you could or couldn't be doing that would have, so you wouldn't be in the way. So you just kind of went back to that same corner that you had found yesterday, like the night before, and just kind of hung out.
I mean, you could come with, and like assist on my investigation if you wanted to.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna throw it out there right now. Barbarians are illiterate, so
Never
he can't-
mind. You can stick in your corner.
Yeah, he
I got
can't
an
write.
11.
You got
Hot
an
11.
Okay, so
Because
you
we're
were-
gonna end up with the dead dwarf.
High 11.
so you spent some time kind of rifling through like book after book, ledger after ledger. You see some names that you know, just none of them are the one that you're looking for.
Okay.
At one point you think you're pretty hot on the trail, but you start doing a little bit more research into it, and it's just the person you're looking for, it's their same initials that show up several times, but it's nothing.
Gotcha.
It's nothing concrete, so it's not like you can be like, yes, they were here.
Okay. Well, after being unsuccessful, I'm gonna go find Bjorn. And is there? Would I know where the graveyard is, or would I have to ask for directions?
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you wanted to try and find it, it's not too far off.
Okay.
So yeah, if you wanted to wander that way, it's kind of you saw it as you were coming up. It's like off to the left-hand side as you're walking up towards the front of the temple, and it looks pretty large, like it would go straight back and kind of wrap around the back of the temple. So it's you almost impossible to get lost unless you're an idiot.
Okay. So yeah, once I find Bjorn, I'm just gonna be like, so we told those other two we'd meet them around noon. That gives us a little bit of time. I'm gonna just go check the graveyard. I have a hunch about something. If you want to come with me, Bjorn.
Nothing good happens when someone asks you to go to a graveyard with them.
Hey, you're not here.
Everything
And you'd
good
be sitting in the
happens.
corner.
Wait, I think, did you say your action? Oh, you said it beats sitting in the corner. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the two of you head out there's actually a side door that kind of leads right into the graveyard.
Mhm.
From the main hall. So you walk out there, and outside it smells like a fight just happened. It smells like blood. It smells like fear. It smells like death. Everything that you would expect it to smell like the day after a big invasion. It's still just a little unsettling for how quickly on set it happened, and how quickly it looks like the city is starting to get back to normal already.
Mhm. And then while we're walking there, since it'll be like a minute or two before I start like looking around for headstones and stuff, I just want to just kind of shoulder nudge Bjorn and just be like, "How many did you kill yesterday?" I like that answer.
2 arm loads.
Everything. He killed everything.
And then after he shrugs, I'm gonna start looking for headstones that say anything that has to do with the name Desmond.
Desmond. Okay. So make me a investigation check. This time with advantage.
Ooh.
Wait, but Richard can't read.
No. You just did all of that research, so you're kind of working a hunch. So
It's good anyway. 23.
yeah. Wow. So you're
You
reading
read all
through-
of them.
Yeah, you take the time. It doesn't actually take you very long to skim through. You're walking at a pretty decent, brisk pace, just kind of because you're looking for a very specific name. And you do actually come across one headstone that reads just in very simple script across the front, and again in it's written 3 times. So you have simple script, then you have it in Elven, and then you have it in Dwarvish, and it says Desmond, and you would assume Desmond the other 2 times. The headstone itself is rather unassuming, very plain. Not there. There hasn't been like flowers or anything brought in a very long time, but someone has obviously been caring for it. So like dusting it off, making sure that it just looks presentable, but nothing over the top.
Okay. I'm gonna approach it. Just kind of kneel down. And since I have 2 holy symbols, I'm gonna take one off of my left hand, place it in front, and then just kind of like smile and tap it on the side, and then get up and be like,
So
I found what I was looking for. We can leave.
as you go to stand up to like leave, you feel a really warm presence just around you.
Mhm.
And then there's a little bit of a rumble on the headstone, and it stops, and you look back at the ring, and there's just ever so slightly a crack in it.
Wasn't ready for that. So I like mid-step just kind of like hold up, and then I just kind of like look up, and I'm
Make
out loud. Wait, out loud. I just want to say, should I not have done that?
So there is no response. You're just kind of asking the void. But as soon as that warm presence was there, it's gone. And at this point, with it leaving, you actually feel a little bit cold. And you look at the holy symbol again, and that crack where it was just a hairline, it kind of separated a little bit. So now there's an obvious gash in it.
I'm gonna hesitantly go and try and pick it up.
Okay. You pick up the ring. Nothing happens. Nothing extraordinary happens.
I'm not gonna put it back on, but I'm gonna put it in my pocket.
Okay. And I actually need to send you, Malfoy, a little bit of some information, so I'm going to send you a really quick text. Hold on.
Secrets.
So, everybody, make sure to watch us. 7 p.m. Arizona time. That is currently 7
Actually-
p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Mountain.
Malfoy, make
Mod
me
20.
Make me an insight check.
Insight.
Yeah, so I know if this is information I can give you or not.
Is this insight or hindsight? I'm sorry. That's dumb.
Mod 20.
Did you get it?
Oh, snaps. Ba, 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 ba.
World Star.
Yay.
You are very insightful, sir.
Yeah, I took a feat that increases investigation and insight. So
Nice.
Cool.
I'm just lucky.
I just want to know things, man. Like selfishly, as a player, I just want to know things.
All right, there you go. I sent it to you. Just keep that to yourself.
Yeah, damn it.
You hear a quiet voice over your shoulder. It seems to be Ellen's voice saying, "Tell me."
All right. I'm very visually confused. I'm gonna grab Bjorn by the shoulder and then just kind of just like, let's go meet the other 2 guys.
Okay.
Good idea. This place gives me the creeps.
Yeah, weirdly it gives me the creeps too. And then we're just gonna leave.
All right. So you guys, you walk back into the temple. You kind of wave your buys and stuff like that. Other clerics acknowledging you. The atmosphere in the temple itself has seemed to change. It's no longer so somber. It's now where you were very cold outside. You stepped inside, and just to your very core warmed. It now seems to be some sort of beacon of hope and stability. And as you leave through the front door, you keep that feeling in your chest of empowerment, of knowledge, of knowing that knowing that you're doing the right thing.
So the cold is gone now.
The cold is gone now.
Okay.
And you guys head off in the direction that you head off to head to the meeting point, which you were told was going to be the hearing house.
Okay.
So jumping back over to the other two, it's as you're wandering, with Etlin leading the way, being like, "It's this way," and then taking an abrupt sudden left, and then walking about a block and a half, and then a right, and then walking and stopping and looking around, going, "Yeah, I think this is right. I think this is right." Then you keep going straight, and you're like, "Ta-da!" and you're right back in front of the tedious Tinkerworks.
What?
Listen, I'm not the best with directions, man.
Oh, what?
There's also a sign on the front door.
I got us here.
There's a sign on the front door that says, "Now investigating magic items."
I just like
Whatever.
God, I love
Okay.
this store.
I'm just gonna go inside and be like, and I'm gonna look back at Etlin and be like, I'm just gonna go back inside again, and walk up to whoever is proprieting this time.
So you walk through the door. The door was closed, so you open it, and the little bing of a bell goes off somewhere deep in the shop. It's not like a little bell hanging above the door. It's like there's an alarm back in the shop to let people know that there's somebody in the
Deep?
main
Is
room.
it ball?
No, it's just like a little like bing.
Okay.
But you hear from the back, "I'm here there," and then there's a large like of like him like somebody tripping over something and dropping like metallic objects, and you see Malachi come sliding around the corner. He's like, "You're back." He kind of struts up.
Ding, 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 ding.
Exactly. And
Nice.
he struts up to the. That was a good one.
Does he pull the old records off the shelf?
Yes.
Oh no. That's too perfect.
So
Okay,
he
all
struts
right,
up to
okay.
the
So
he
he's-
struts up to the counter and kind of leans on it. And he's like, "So that was quick. What do I need? Or what can I do for you? You want to buy some more stuff that's probably magic?"
No. I still want to know what this is, and I take the amulet and I put it out. And
I want to go from like behind him. I was like, I told him he had to talk to it and spend a lot of time with it.
Well,
Kind of like wink, wink, wink,
yeah.
wink.
So Malachi looks and then looks at Etlin, or not Etlin, looks at Armand and goes, "Yeah, well, did you talk to it?"
No.
Well, that's your problem. You should have talked to it. Like, this is. Have you ever had a magic item before? Like anything that did anything remotely magical?
Yeah, not for anything, not for adventuring, but I've had magical items.
Yeah,
before, sure.
adventuring magical items. They're actually they're built for you to attune to them, so they can actually.
Built for you to attune to them.
This guy knows what he knows.
He knows.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So-
great. But I want to know what it does
Okay.
before I attune to it.
Yeah. I mean, okay. And he goes back and he flips through. He goes back to this. It's like a filing cabinet, just almost like
Oh my gosh.
it's full of like almost 3x5 cards, and he's flipping through. He's looking at the amulet in one hand, going, okay, and like flipping through. He goes, here it is, and he pulls it out, and he comes back. He puts the amulet back down on the counter and slams that card on the table, and he goes, "I found it. You're welcome, just for you," and slides it across for you to read it.
Okay. So I'll read it.
Yeah, you take a look, and there's actually a crudely drawn. It looks like maybe a 5-year-old did this drawing. It's like a rough circle, and then like a stick with 3 prongs on it. So it's supposed to be the amulet, and next to it it says "Astral Amulet of Shielding Wonder."
Okay.
There's no other description.
There's no description.
Nope.
All right. I'll just look at it and I'll just look up at him and be like,
You got to talk to it.
that's great. That's
Yeah, you got to talk
so
to it.
I presume it protects in some manner.
Yeah,
Okay.
like that,
That's
but
Peace.
flip it.
Flip it.
There we go.
Oh, trident.
Yeah, It's supposed to have been like looking like almost like a field goal with an extra stick in it, like a fork, but close enough. But yeah.
And so I'll be like, okay, and then I'll ask, well, so besides this magical item, you sold this to me earlier. Obviously, you're aware of that. Can you identify either if there is magic or if not magic, what the make is of other items that we may have found?
I can't, but my my associate definitely can. It's actually what he specializes in. He's currently out as of right now, so I'm kind of holding down the fort by myself. But if you wanted to come back, he should be back. He's like looking around. What's today? Okay. He should be back in about 4 days.
Oh,
Wow, he left in quite a hurry then.
It wasn't even a hurry. He had a planned vacation.
we understand. We
Yeah.
understand.
I mean, you
All
can
right.
only
Of course.
you can only run a shop for so long before you need a break.
So, is there anyone in town that you know could tell us something about some other stuff? Because listen, I'm good. I'm good. It's not for me. It's for him. You see how he is.
Yeah, actually, I do know. It's an
Yeah,
old.
it is.
It's an old associate.
Yeah,
of mine.
right. Yeah.
It's an old associate of mine. You can find him down in the. You can find him down in the dog runs. So he's been known to. I can't even talk today. I'm sorry. He's been known to acquire things through a less than wholesome manner, if you catch what I say. But he would definitely be able to tell you what it is, what it's from, who made it, if it's magic, if it's not, if it's worth some money. But you didn't hear that from me.
A name?
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna be like, cover this up, and just be like, okay.
And then Malachi takes a second.
Sneaky.
He takes a second and he looks between the two of you and he goes, "Hey,
Listen,
you're not cops, are you?"
the
Legally, you
whole
have
the thing
to
of
leave.
this,
No,
they always say the thing
no.
about if they're a cop, they have to tell you. It's not true. It's
It
not
is true. It is.
But suffice it to say, we're not cops. Look at me. Look at me.
No, you
I
don't
mean,
look
come
like
on,
a
dude.
cop. You don't look like a cop. You look like a cool
Thank
guy.
you.
Your friend,
Thank
though,
you.
Your friend looks like a cop.
You're a co-op.
I'm not. I am not a copper.
You're a quap.
I don't know what that means.
All right.
I'm sorry.
So-
I broke it. I don't know what a quap.
You're a quap. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. You guys look like great
Oh.
guys that had just.
You're hilarious.
Yeah, you might be looking to break a little bad, but hey, we've all done it. I was there. Who knows? Yeah. So he kind of pulls out another sheet of paper and draws out a really rough sketch of like where to potentially find this guy. He goes, "There you go. If anybody asks, I didn't send you. Perfect. That's exactly right. If anybody asks, I didn't send you. If he asks twice, I definitely sent you. And if you get caught by a cop, you don't know me.
Perfect.
What's the name of this person? Who are we looking for?
Don't ask questions.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, all right.
Wait.
Then.
Do we know how long it would take us to get there? If we left like right now?
like right now, it would take you about 45 minutes.
So we don't have enough time for that if we're gonna make another appointment.
No, we're gonna. We need to. I think we need to get back to our other previous engagements.
Okay.
All right.
Hashtag
Well-
not a cop.
Hashtag not cop. All right. Well, this one's on the house. Next time, we might need to talk a
Just-
little bit of chat, but
Real quick while I'm here,
Yeah.
is there a chance I could pick up a couple of tools?
yeah, definitely. What kind of tools are you in the market for, bud?
I want to get thieves' tools and calligraphy stuff.
Ooh. Yeah, we got that. And
Thieves' tools.
Malachi, he says, "Stay right there. I'll be right back." And he walks back into the back, and he comes back out a couple seconds later with a nice leather pouch. That's like it's quality leather, and it's bound very nicely, just with a simple like leather strap. And he opens
How
it up.
expensive? How expensive is this packaging? Because listen, I can just put it in my pocket. If you'll sell me it without the packaging, I'll buy it like that too.
Oh no, this is just for strictly presentation. He opens it up, and there's some nice tools in there. You got lock picks of a bunch of different sizes, a small hammer, like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I'm just
Everything-
gonna like lean past Etlin towards the tools and just look up and be like,
It's for jewelry making.
"What you gonna do with those, buddy?" Huh?
It's for jewelry making.
All
That's
right.
a-
Okay.
That's
all right.
That's a pretty cop
Yeah.
question to ask.
Thie-
there.
That's
Thieves
pretty
Tool-
good. That's pretty good.
Thieves Tool is a brand.
Yeah.
You know, like
Mhm.
Nike
Uh-huh.
or
Oh,
cocaine.
Yeah.
I have. Yes.
100%.
This is an interesting defense. I am not familiar with that one. That's for sure.
100%. So,
All right.
yeah. So these, I could part with these for like a gold.
Okay, that seems fair.
Yeah, I mean, like they're quality. They look nice. Most of the people that come around here, I don't think could really like spare that kind of scratch. But like, you've been in here a couple times. We have good chat. I like you.
Thank you.
So a gold, take it.
High five.
Yeah. So you needed calligraphy tools as well, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. And he goes,
And don't skip on the paper.
no, I can't skip. on
Paper's
paper.
half the battle.
Paper is half the battle. And he just reaches under the counter, digs around. He comes back up with a couple different ink bottles, a couple different like gauges of quill, and just a stack of paper.
I meant quality, not quantity.
Yeah, no, this is pretty good stuff. I mean,
Okay.
It's
I
not-
want like 10 sheets of that paper.
10 sheets of this.
Yeah.
Okay, and he counts it out one, and he moves that stack off to the side. And he goes, "Yeah, and I'll part with this for, I don't know, a gold."
That seems a little steep, but if that's what you say it's worth, sure.
Well, I mean, I'm giving you some nice inks. It's multiple quills. You know, these quills. Funny story. I actually had to go get them myself, and
From?
a local place called a store.
I can go buy them myself. If you want them from a store, I can go buy them from a store.
No,
A
shop's out of
wholesale
business.
distributor. No, okay.
The store closed. It was unfortunately firebombed yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give him his money. It's okay.
Yeah.
I ain't grumpy about it.
So you exchange the money. He gives you the goods, and he goes, "All right, I'm actually gonna get out of here. I gotta go get some food because I'm quite hungry. But if you guys are in the neighborhood later, come by, say hey. I might have some new stuff. I might have some cool stuff."
I'll say thank you for your time, and I'll flip him a silver.
He takes the silver and looks at
Oh.
it, and he goes, "Thank you for your time," and pockets it, and goes on about his way, mumbling under his
Cool.
breath something about kebabs.
That's a
Look at
good
that.
choice. As we leave, I'm like, kebabs do sound good.
They do.
So, you're a calligrapher, huh?
Working on it.
Working on it. Have you traveled much outside of the city?
No.
I'm presuming, by the way, that we're walking back towards the
Yeah.
hearing hall.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
definitely headed back.
We're not just standing in the middle of this empty store.
So yeah, like as we're walking, I'm like, yeah, and I am the best calligrapher I know. The only calligrapher I know, but the best.
Well, you're not wrong.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
great. That's wonderful. Where- I don't know how people want to get into this, but it'd be like, to ask where you've traveled and stuff like that. Do
Honestly,
you adventure often?
Mostly here. The farthest I ever got was like the surrounding like woods and wild kind of areas, if anything.
Okay.
The seedier parts of town were like the closest I got to adventuring most days as an adult. Before that, when I was a kid, like I went around with my brother and everything, but I mean that's just kid stuff.
You have a brother.
I do.
Okay. Is he here
Yeah.
in town?
Couldn't tell you. I don't know. I'm not keeping secrets. I don't know.
Okay. Why
Yeah.
is that?
Well, so a while back, he was studying to do magic before he wanted to be a wizard. I helped him. That's how I learned. But no, like, I don't know. He went to go do a test to become the apprentice to a fancy muckety muck wizard man. And I don't know what happened after that. I don't know if things went well, things went poorly, but yeah. I mean, I don't hold it against him or anything. Like magic's it's a big career, so
Did he go to like an academy or school?
we studied. We got books that we could get. Like we did different like odd jobs and things like that to get the money that we needed for stuff. But yeah, it was mostly just like learning an instrument by ear, really. Like he's just learning what he could.
How long ago was that?
That would have been about a decade now.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's been some time.
Mhm.
And he doesn't keep in touch with you or the rest of your family?
Well, we never had parents per se. You know, a mother or a father. You know, like any of those things really. But yeah, no, we never really had parents. He said that like he had met them, but I don't know. He never spoke ill of them or positively about them. They just didn't get talked about.
Sorry to hear that.
That's okay. I think I turned out all right, and I like felt my chest.
That's good. It's good.
So right about now is actually when you would you started walking up the steps of the the hearing house. The direction that you went was actually a hell of a lot less convoluted than the way that Atlin had taken you to get back to the Tedious Tinkerworks.
Presumably.
It was a whole lot more of a direct route, but you're walking up. As you get to the steps, you actually timed it out pretty nicely. You can see over the crowd 5 orange horns kind of bobbing, like kind of making their way through.
Orange horns?
5 orange horns, Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
Oh.
And you all come to kind of meet up again at the base of the stairs to the hearing house.
Hello, gentlemen. Good to see you again.
Just go.
What? I didn't quite catch that. I'm sorry, Nickelodeon.
I said as to you.
Oh, thank you. So, shall we go into my office?
You have an office here?
Yeah, we all do.
Wait, we all 4 of us?
No, all of the other people that work here in this building, that have the same sort of work as I do.
Huh. Okay. How long have you been in town? You didn't know Victory Kicks or anything.
I've been here for about a week and a half.
Ah, okay, I see.
I mean, we've had Founders Days back at home, but I mean, I don't. Yeah, Victory Kicks I wasn't familiar with myself. No, they were pretty good.
Agreed.
So, while this is all being said, y'all have wandered. You've wandered up the stairs, and you're kind of making your way down a couple different halls. Quick left here, walking down a little bit, and you come to a door. You open it, go inside, and it's a small chamber. Very looks very temporary. Like nobody who's in here should be here for long. But it is well fitted with practical uses, like practical furniture. So like a handful of, like, I would say 2 or 3 like sturdy chairs, a very used but looks like at one point it was nice kind of desk, a small cabinet for holding documents, like a filing cabinet, and one window way up on top of this, like almost at the ceiling, but just to let some natural light in. Not necessarily for like letting a breeze or anything. It's rather stuffy.
Yeah.
So, I was gonna say, while we were walking, like Nickelodeon's like walking with like his hands behind his back, just like kind of looking around. But while he's doing it, he's like kind of rubbing the place on his left hand where the ring was, and he's not really paying attention to anybody else right now. He's just kind of thinking.
Rubbing where the what?
Where his ring was.
Oh, okay.
I gotcha.
And I would have checked, I'm sure, with the clerk again to check and see if anybody was waiting for me or if they'd arrived yet.
You did. Nobody was there yet, but it was getting
Okay.
close to appointment time, so they should be there any second.
All right, cool. So we are sitting in this room.
All right.
I want to take out my calligraphy stuff.
Okay.
And just start like doodling.
Make a dexterity check for me.
Awesome.
And
That's a 5.
All right. Well, you know,
Wait,
you're brand new.
Wait, it's a 6, which is considerably better.
Considerably.
So, just like anybody being brand new at anything, you're shaky. The way you hold your pen is still a little weird. Like it just feels clunky and awkward. But I'm sure the more you work at it, the better you'll get.
Okay.
So while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and take out the items that I know about. I have the short sword and the ring with the red stone, was a redstone, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I'll put those. I'll lay them out on my desk. And I'll turn to Bjorn. Do you still have that ear?
Sure. Pull it out of my pack and give it to him.
And I'll take some excess paper or something and wrap it around in that, so it's not just laying like out there.
Gross.
Yes.
All right.
And then I'll just prestidigitation anything that gets bloody or whatever.
All right.
I think that's all we got. That's everything that we have from him, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Once you have everything all laid out, it's actually while you're still in the middle of trying to get it all worked out. There's a couple quick knocks at the door, boom, boom, and it just opens, and an older man in like a nice blue coat comes walking in with one gentleman that you saw the day before, who called himself a member of the Order of the Grey Falcon. They come walking in, and they look at you and say, we heard that you have some information about a potential drow on the surface?
Yes, it's correct, gentlemen. If you could please have a seat, we can discuss this. And
they come in and they sit and say, thank you. And they kind of, this guy almost ostentatiously like gestures for you to have a seat behind your desk.
oh, thank you, sir. And I'll slowly sit down. So, gentlemen, I am a truth seeker, Armand Felbrin. These other individuals here we have that were also with me at the time of the incident. Mr. Etlin Penham, Mr. Nickelodeon.
Charmed, I'm sure.
And then I kind of like lean in and I'm just like, Grand Cleric, Nickelodeon.
Grave Cleric? Grave Cleric. Grand Cleric, Nickelodeon.
Etlin Penham, the Great.
Okay, all right, and this third individual here that I have not been able to get to, this is Mr. Bjorn Dowerhand.
The Great.
The Great. The Greater.
Est.
The Greatness.
Est.
Yes. All right. There's. All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes, and, first off, let me say, this is the older gentleman. First off, let me say, thank you very much for all of the efforts that you put forth yesterday. I heard from several of my men that they saw you right in the heat of it. Just, excuse me, that's gross. Chili dogs.
I'm sorry, sir. Are you all right?
Have some decorum, officer.
I'm sorry to break this here, but like a little bit out of character. That was gross.
You should have kept it going, bro.
No, I couldn't. It was just nasty. Anyway, hold on.
And scene.
Okay. Anyway, back in. Several of my men reported that you were very brave and exhibited great levels of valor in yesterday's scenario, should we call it. And now I was assigned on by one of the high inspectors to gather more information on this potential drow sighting.
Your name, sir?
I am a lot of things. No, so my name is Godric. I am a member of the Order of the Grey Falcon, actually one of the founding members to be specific, and this, he points to the gentleman from the day before, so this is my right hand, Chase Truthbearer.
Chase Truthbearer?
Yes.
Chasing Truth?
Maybe.
You've heard of him?
I don't say it out loud. That was just me making like an obvious.
And I will reach out and shake both their hands.
They both return the gesture.
Well met, gentlemen. Thank you.
Well met. Thank you, sir.
This entire party is to thank, far more so than I. Our Grand Cleric here escorted many souls to the Mistress yesterday, so we thank him. And Mr. Dowerhand here,
very much so a necessity. Thank you very much, sir.
And Mr. Dowerhand here pretty much kept us alive. I mean, it was quite a feat. But I think if we're going to discuss the drow, you should turn to Mr. Penham here and thank him for bringing down that gentleman that was found yesterday.
So
Thank you.
Godric takes a second, kind of looks over the group, and then he turns his attention to Edlin. Thank you very much for all that you've done. It's been a while since a drow has been spotted on the surface.
It was the least we could do. You guys are the real heroes.
And there's just the slightest little smirk that comes across both of their faces. He's like, well, it's been a long time since I've done any saving. And Chase kind of grunts a little bit. He's like,
No, wait, just real quick. Do I get any kind of message from that? Like, does it seem like he means like it's a joke about them being lazy and like well-to-do, where they don't have to do stuff?
make an insight check.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nickelodeon's gonna roll his eyes at that comment.
Yeah.
I wanna take a look at this man's fingernails. How long are they? How much hard labor has he done? Shit. I rolled
That's
a
a
one.
super perception.
I rolled a 1.
Ooh. Yeah, so you're trying to like that statement
Good
just kind
job,
of
guys.
that
Was that a
statement
natural
just
one?
felt
Yeah.
off a little
Yeah.
bit. But the more you think about it, the more that you're absolutely certain that he didn't mean anything by it. Just that he's an older gentleman, so his fighting days are mostly behind him.
Okay.
While this exchange is going on, Chase meets eyes with Bjorn and kind of looks him up and down in one of those like, you're not so hot shit kind of looks.
Intimidate him, Bjorn. Make him feel like a bitch.
I need you to
Show him the blender.
No. No. I'll look between the two of them and be like,
So, Bjorn, I need you to make a wisdom save for me, please.
Give him the blender.
Actually, just roll your wisdom for me. No, don't even worry about the save.
I would like to point out, before we ever interacted with this guy, in my notes, his description is D-bag.
I got a 2.
Oh.
Oh no. There's
This
something
guy-
about this building, man.
something about
Wait,
government.
I didn't look at the modifier. That's actually a 3.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Hold
great.
on. So
Nice.
you meet his eyes, and he gives you the up and down, and kind of just and goes back, and right there, just your very confidence in this situation is just destroyed. Everything you did yesterday, all of your heroics, the hook in the goblin back and smashing his skull, the standing and just raging with a sword in your chest, none of that matters. You're just like absolutely devastated that somebody would look at you like you're not the hottest shit around.
Do I
after
feel
yesterday.
this? Do I feel this? Do I know what my buddy is seeming like?
I would think that it's pretty obvious on his face at this point.
I want to slide him a paper
Okay.
from earlier. I want to like slide this paper over to him. This one right here.
Are you
I'd be
being
like-
sneaky about it?
No,
Okay.
no, I just like slide it over to him like, hey.
Nice.
So I slide that over to him. It's up to him what he decides to do with it.
So yeah, Bjorn.
So Bjorn, you now have a drawing of yourself, a very hastily drawn picture of yourself.
Oh no, I spent time and effort on that.
A very poorly drawn picture of yourself. So while this exchange is going on, Godric kind of interjects over everything that's going on. He says, I actually have been, have a few of my men looking further into this drow sighting. So there's no need for you to worry yourself about this anymore. I was just told to meet with you, and I wanted to do it out of courtesy to my asker, and as a courtesy to ask you to please respect our jurisdiction within the city.
Well, I can certainly respect that you, Mr. that you, Godric, are the High Inspector here for this investigation, and I'm sure we will all be fully compliant. But do be aware that I have been directly involved in a previous incident such as this, as I'm sure Mr. Truthbearer can attest to you from yesterday. I'm wiping my own eye. Armand is not crying.
So he looks at you for a second. He goes, "Very well, duly noted." But if you have nothing else to offer as of right now, aside from just saying that you've been involved in everything you did yesterday, thank you again very much for all of your efforts yesterday. But we'll take it from here. In fact, yes, sir.
There are a couple of things.
Actually, I'm gonna interrupt him right there and just be like, you're right. Clearly, you guys have this handled. I'm gonna go up and shake Chase's hand and be like, thank you for all the work you did. Clearly, a lot more than we did, and I don't know what this city would do without you. And then as I shake his hand, I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy, and then have all the lights in the room flicker a little bit. And then I'm gonna give a quick salute to the old guy, and then I'm gonna look at everyone else in the party and just be like, we have other plans, and I'm gonna walk out, and hopefully they follow me. I don't know if they're gonna follow me.
So make an intimidation check for me.
Okay. Intimidation. I got you, Fams.
Like that you made it.
I want to use luck.
For me?
I'm kidding. It's for his. I can't do that.
You can't do that for somebody else's.
An 8.
All right, so you grab.
It's not the best.
You shake his hand, and he grips it back, and the lights kind of flicker a little bit. And this was Chase, correct?
Yes.
Chase grips your hand and looks you dead in the eyes, and doesn't flinch, and just squeezes your hand just a little bit tighter, and then releases, and you walk out.
I walk out also.
Do I pick up on that as well?
I mean, you saw the lights flicker.
Is he offended?
He looked less offended and more spiteful.
Job done then. That's all I was asking for.
Just needed some sort of
Well,
reaction.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and stand up as well from my desk. Kind of raise my hands to kind of gesture towards
And Godric does stand.
Yeah. And I'll kind of like put a hand behind Bjorn, a hand behind Godric, and be like, "Well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining me here in this hall. Obviously, I will recuse myself from any sort of judicial investigation from this, as I was a party to it directly." And I'll kind of walk us out of the office and leave everything behind. I will say, though, I'll be like, what I wanted to say towards the end there before we had that strange moment is that we did get a chance to ask a goblin, and they said that there were 3 drow in the town at that time, not just 1.
Well, see, we had another report of a different drow, of a drow sighting all the way across town at the 3rd hole that opened, but none of us have been able to find him. So we cannot confirm or deny if there was another drow party involved. But rest assured, the Order of the Grey Falcon will take it from here. I will send someone for the items that were on your desk that you recovered from the drow. So please, if you don't mind, just leave them there, and I'll have one of my stewards come by and collect them later.
I don't recall informing you that those items were recovered from the drow.
They're fairly obvious. It's a dark ear, ring.
The dark ear is wrapped in paper.
True. Damn. I forgot about that. That's my bad. It's like, well, it's an odd-shaped paper that nobody tend to look to. So I have a hunch that it's something. To do with that.
Just real quick. I'm sorry. Were you guys talking about my stuff? Do you still have the stuff that we got from the store?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. But
roll a bluff.
That's I want to like, huh?
Roll a bluff for me.
Okay. All right.
A bluff.
Like a bluff check.
So, any modifiers that can apply? Any way, shape, or form?
That's charisma.
Oof. Ah, damn it! I should. You said in the wrong place. This is a 13, baby.
Can I play along and roll or something?
Yeah, since you were playing along, since you were playing along a little bit, go ahead and roll that with advantage for me.
Oh, okay, we'll see.
Oh,
I feel like it's probably gonna come out lower. It's 14 plus 2, so 16.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, that's mine. Listen, after what happened, it's real hard to get a hold of victory cakes or my favorite cuts of meat and everything. But Thankfully, my favorite shop in town. I'm not gonna tell you which, because I don't want you blowing up my favorite spot. It's still open. So yeah, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and take my lunch and go.
And he looks at you very, very suspicious, but he thinks
I
that
want to pick up the ear and everything and open the paper and just like and stuff into my pocket
okay.
and just like as I turn around.
So Godric kind of looks at you. He's very obviously suspicious of the whole situation, but nods. Okay, I was mistaken. I'm very sorry. If you do run into any sort of evidence or anything of that sort, please let me know so I can collect it for my investigation. You gentlemen have a great rest of your day or week or however long you're going to be here, and I will speak to you next time it's needed. And he turns around and leaves.
After he says however long you're going to be here, from the hallway, I'm just going to be like, not very long.
And I'll just say thank you, gentlemen. Of course, the House of Scales is always happy to assist in any sort of investigation that may be conducted by the Order of the Grey Falcon or any other such orders throughout town. And I will probably walk him down to the end of the hallway, but stop there and turn around and come back.
Okay. And so, Armand, as you get to or did anybody else go down to the end of the hall with him, or are you guys staying back towards the office?
No, I was just like kind of leaning against the wall outside his door.
Okay.
Yeah, same. I'll just stay with the group.
And Bjorn?
Same.
Okay.
Same.
So, Armand, you get to the end of the hall, and as you're kind of seeing Godric off, you hear a guy, like a mid-30s kind of looking guy, very rugged looking, like field working type guy. Like you hear him talking very loudly to a constable. I tell ya, they came out of nowhere. I had 3 hands working for me yesterday. Today, I only have 1. I don't know where they went. You're the constable, Larry. You should be trying to help me out. God damn it, this place is bullshit. And he's just rambling, just tirading further and further at this officer, who looks very unimpressed.
I'll turn to Godric and Chase and say, well, excuse me, gentlemen, it looks like duty calls. And I will walk away from them and walk towards the constable.
All right.
And this guy.
So you walk up and the constable just kind of looks at you with the eyes that say, I cannot wait to go home. And
I got you, fam. No.
And the tirading farmer looks at you, just still almost foaming at the mouth, just angry and scared. You can see it on his face. He says, yeah, did they finally send somebody out to talk to me about my problem?
Well, sir, it's a couple of things here. I mean, first off, you've entered a judicial hall. We don't do many investigations, but I think I can go ahead and just try to help you discern what's going on. I'll turn to the constables and ask him, what have we discussed so far? What's going on?
And before the constable opens his mouth, before he can say anything, the guy jumps back in. Somebody's kidnapping or killing I don't know what's going on. My farmhands are missing. They were there yesterday. This whole big mess happens in town, and now my farm's gone to shit. I can't find my guys, and I don't know how I'm gonna keep making money if this continues.
Is there any chance that your farm was located nearby or close to one of these craters that opened up in town?
No, and the constable jumps in at this point. He goes, no, we've already looked into it. The only 3 holes that were reported that were even found happened here in the square. He's outside of the wall, even just out in the farmlands. So
okay, so outside of Xanderstead proper.
Yes, out in the farmlands. All hands on deck out here right now, trying to see exactly what's going on with these holes that opened up in the aftermath there. We don't have anybody to spare.
Right. Okay. I'll turn to the farmhand and say, well, my name is Armand Felbrun. I'm one of the truth seekers here, and I'll shake his hand.
Shakes his hand.
I may not be able to help you find any officers, constables, or guards that may be able to assist you, but I think I might know of some individuals who could help.
Thank you. That's all I've been asking for all day. And he looks at the constable and says, was that so hard? and he looks at you and he hands you a piece of paper and says, This is how to get to my farm. It's just outside the gate. You go down the road a little bit. You can't miss it. Wheat fields. I do wheat and corn. That's my thing.
I'll lean into the constable, or I'll thank the constable, shake his hand, kind of lean in and say, just go home, take the day off.
He kind of nods, tired, and gets up. The other guy, the farmer, he leaves, not nearly as angry as he was, but he was just like, "Thank you, God," and just storms off.
Wait. Wait a moment, sir. Excuse me, sir.
He stops and kind of turns. Yeah.
So give me some more details. I mean, what's the name of your farmhands? So when did you last see them?
Honestly, these two guys were new, so I really hadn't learned their names yet.
I didn't name them.
I hadn't named them. I called them that guy and lazy piece of shit. No, but
Right.
I hadn't really gotten to know their names yet. I had hired them on, I think, maybe last week. My last guy, he did the work of 3 men. He decided that it was time for him to venture on, go somewhere else, closer to family. So I can't be too mad at him there. You know, family first. Got to take care of you. But these 2 new guys, very good at what they do. Now I'm stuck with all of this work that needs to be done, but no guys to help me out with it. So I don't know how I'm gonna get the crop in. I don't know how I'm gonna do anything. I just need some help trying to find these guys or figure out what happened to them, so I know if I need to hire new ones.
Do you know when you last saw them?
I saw them. I sent them home in honor of Imperium Day. I sent them home half day the day before, so I haven't seen them in about 2 days.
Okay. And could you describe them for me, since we do not know their name?
One was about my height. Dude's about a medium height, like a little bit shorter than average. About my height, muscly as muscle can be. Just bald head. Just looks like he could get into some real trouble if he wanted to, but he was one of the nicest dudes I've ever met. The other one, real skinny fella. Longer, dark hair. He had a hat that he liked to wear, a big sun hat. Said he sunburned easily, whatever that means.
So they were both human individuals?
One was a human. One was a half elf.
Okay. And to be frank with you, sir, the individuals that I will be taking this case with, they are not constabulary. Would you be able to help fund this investigation in any way, shape, or form?
I mean, I really hadn't budgeted for that, but I should be able to scrounge something up. It probably won't be much, but I can come up with something for your efforts.
That's fine. Thank you very much, sir. We'll go ahead and take a look into this.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna head back out to my farm, make sure that I have all of my papers, everything like that kind of stuff in order. Just as honestly as quick as you can get out there. That would be amazing.
All right. And so I'll go ahead and head back to the office.
Okay. And the gentleman leaves, heading back to his farm. You walk back down the hall, and you see the party there, just kind of hanging out.
Guys, you go into I'll open the office door. Guys.
Yes, I look up from my drawings.
So there was an individual out in the hall who was need to have somebody take a look into some missing persons. Unfortunately, the guard and constabulary can't afford anybody else. This is not normally the kind of thing in which I would be involved, but I was wondering if you would want to take a look, and I would go with you, so we can see if maybe we can find out what's going on with this missing persons case.
I want to look around to the rest of the group. Like, you guys up for this?
Why did you tell them about the goblin?
I make that in character.
Oh, because that was what we learned, that there were 2 other drow.
well, clearly they had more information than us. They participated in more heroic deeds than us. Like, they don't respect us. Why should we help them?
It's, it's rule and law. It's part of my profession. I did kind of scratch my head. I did kind of break my ethics a bit to keep these items for our own investigation. Gesture towards the desk. I should not have done that.
Right there, you actually start to feel, a tickle in the back of your head, but not in like a bad way. More of like a congratulatory, or like a reward kind of tingle. Like it's pleasant.
This is Armand?
Yes.
Okay.
There's no Bjorn in the corner.
This is a good moment.
It's funny.
Okay. So, I mean, I can't. I should not be withholding his information, and I figured if we're going to be looking into this on our own, that was a pretty innocent piece of information to divulge.
I don't know. I think good character goes a long way. I don't think they had any.
Well, that is not for me to determine, unfortunately.
I respect that.
But thank you, Nickelodeon, for your for paying attention and being aware of the situation. I think you picked up on it pretty well.
just buttering them up.
I just kind of like look up, smirk a little bit. So about this farmhand, what's the issue?
Okay, so put on my super trooper glasses. No, I'm kidding. So we've got two missing two missing farmhands, one half elf, a tall thin individual, one human's average sized human that are missing from a farm that's outside of Xanderstead. I don't know exactly where, and I'm not familiar, but maybe Etlin, you would know, and I'll pull out the map.
I want to
We
look
have
at the
directions.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
This
Yes.
is a map.
Yeah.
That it is. Yes. No.
What you have here does seem to be mapical in nature.
All right. Okay. So, gentlemen, if you wish, we can go ahead and take a look into this. I don't see the harm in it.
I want to give you the map back. Like, yeah, no, it's about time you learned the area.
That's true. That is fair.
So
Yeah, you've been here long enough.
Looking at the map, honestly, it's very easy to read.
I still couldn't read it.
It's not an amazingly drawn map, but it's pretty much like a "you are here, I'm here" kind of thing with a line and some street names and like landmarks to kind of point you in the right direction. So it wouldn't be that hard to get from point A to point B using this map at all.
Gentlemen, I do want us to at least discern the nature of these two items that we've retrieved, though, if that is at all possible.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Mr. Dowerhand, I haven't heard much from you as of yet. What are your opinions?
Fine, as long as you visit a blacksmith at some point.
Fair.
Mr. Nickelodeon?
Following you, big guy.
All right.
I want to try to soothe the tension in here and hand Nick a drawing also.
While he's doing that, I'm going to self-consciously pat my stomach after he said "big guy."
All
I
right.
mean, he didn't mean it that way, but if you want to take it that way.
He's not. Yeah, he's not. I'm not trying to figure out if that's what he meant. I'm just gonna be like, oh.
No, right.
So I want to like reach over and like hand you the paper, and then you unfold it, and then you have.
I love that backwards K.
Nick Hearts.
Yeah, everyone has hearts.
I'm gonna when I take it, I'm gonna look at it like down, like you're just like flipping open like a discreet message, and I'm gonna put it in my pocket.
Just no reaction.
No reaction.
I love
All
it.
right.
So
Bjorn loved it, by the way.
So we'll go. I'll go ahead and.
Bjorn has his also. What?
Bjorn loved it, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Bjorn smiled. So
Damn,
I'm
will
gonna.
remember that.
So what are you guys heading off to now?
Pick up the items, lock up my office, and as we're leaving the hall, I'm gonna tell the gnome cleric, "Can you cancel my appointments for the next day? I'm not gonna be back in."
And without even looking up, you got it. And just flipping pages and scratching things out and muttering under his breath how he has to find new places to squeeze these in.
We'll keep walking out, and then once we're on the steps, I'll turn to the group and say, "So, shall we head to the farm first? Shall we investigate the items, or shall we pick up on supplies?"
I believe Bjorn wanted to go to a blacksmith.
Yeah, blacksmith, the graysmith.
Okay,
So
so
Whitesmith.
Yeah.
are you looking for the blacksmith?
We'll go. We can go ahead and visit the blacksmith first. I think.
Okay.
Etland.
Yeah, no,
No.
that sounds great to me. There's actually a blacksmith by my house,
All
True
right, let's
story.
go.
so I know where this one is.
Yeah. So you follow Etland, and he takes you actually on a very direct route instead of like left, right, left. It's pretty much just a straight line and then a right. And he puts you out right in front of a blacksmith. It's not like a closed-in shop. It's an open front shop with a couple tables and some swords hanging from the. It's like a big tent with like a chimney on it, and some swords hanging from the front, like swords, axes, that kind of stuff. On a table, there's some armor that they have for sale, and there's two gentlemen. There's two gnomes actually back in the back at a forge, just hammering away at an unidentifiable piece that they're working on.
I think I can hear the blacksmith.
Do I know these guys?
Yeah, you just never actually caught their name because it's been like
Okay.
it's the kind of thing where it's like you know your neighbors, but you don't know your neighbors.
Yeah.
Do you know your neighbors?
Like you know what they look like. You've talked, just nobody's ever asked for each other's names.
Okay.
So as you walk up, one kind of peeks up, just checking the front of the shop, sees you, and like taps the other one on top of the head because his head's down hammering. And they both look up, and they quench the thing that they're working on. It turns out to be a large blade. And both of them come up to the front. And like, hello. Says there's one that's stockier, the one that was hanging like swinging the hammer. Hello. What can we do for you today?
I'm gonna push Bjorn forward a little bit.
Yeah. Hello, Dibney. Hello, Dabney. This is my friend Bjorn.
That's not even our names, but okay. Good to meet you, Bjorn. What can we do for you, bud?
I pull out the gray sword and drop it on the counter. How much can I get for this?
Oh shit.
They pick it up. They look at it. It's long enough that one gnome is holding the handle and the other one is holding the end of the blade, like looking down it to make sure that it's straight. For this, let me take a look. And they set it down and they wander back to the back and say, "Give us a second." And they're looking through. They have a couple books and stuff back there. And then they're just arguing over the actual craftsmanship of the blade, trying to agree between themselves if they wanted to buy it or what it would be worth.
This is masterful covering of you going through the DMG. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
This is fantastic. It took me a moment.
Is it busy in the city right now, or is it like not
there's-
a lot of foot traffic?
There's like foot traffic going on behind you, but there's not much traffic at the actual booth.
Oh, okay.
I'll take a look around as they're doing that and make sure that we're not too visible from the street, and then I think I'll pull the short sword out as well.
Okay. So you can go ahead and nobody's really paying attention to you at all. Everybody's kind of got their heads down. Still pretty busy with people trying to actually handle like what happened yesterday and get back to normal. The places that you've been to have just happened to have been lucky enough to either be out of the line of fire or something that's very easily fixable to get up and running again. So the two gnomes come back up to the front and they go, it's a pretty nicely made blade. So how's about, we call it 25 gold and we'll take it off your hand.
Deal.
They look at each other like, shit. And they're like, hey, awesome. And they pull out the money and they put it on the table and slide it across to you and take the sword and run it back and put it back in with some other things, like some other blades that they had sitting around. They come back, excellent. Now what? What else do you need?
All right. What do you got in terms of warhammers?
And warhammers. Warhammers. And they're like kind of looking around through the shop.
How much will they cost?
That's what they're thinking about.
40,000 gold?
Yes, exactly.
I'm holding my. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So, well, honestly, how's about, we told you 25 gold for the sword. How about we just call it an even exchange?
Wait.
Do we have a do we have a deal or because yeah, the other one, there's one that's really like buff and one's that's skinny. The skinny one comes back around lugging this hammer, and it's a pretty nice hammer. Like your dwarven sensibilities are like that. Yes, that.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
So you'll take the deal?
Deal. Give it to me.
All right. So they grab and pull the gold back over, and they hand you over the hammer and go, awesome. Great doing business with you, bud. Anybody else need anything?
I want to reach across the table discreetly and look very serious and slide this folded paper across the table to them.
So the skinny one very tentatively picks it up and looks.
Nice.
And
Dib and dab.
he looks at it and smiles and hits his brother and shows him, and he smiles and he goes, that's why we like you, kid. More like that.
Have a good day, guys.
Does anybody else need anything from the blacksmith?
Yeah, I'm gonna do something here. Just a sec. Okay. So I'm going to lay down the short sword on the table.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to ask, gentlemen, can you tell me anything about this weapon? About its craft, its make?
They look up from the picture that Etlin had just given them. They look up and they look at the blade, and both of them look just directly in each other's eyes. We're not touching it.
No, why?
Nope.
What?
Come on, guys.
What?
We gave you a drawing.
I'm not gonna stab you with it.
Well, obviously. they're not-
Dabney, look, come on, Dabney.
So that blade there, that's not my forging, that's not his forging, that's not anybody local or anywhere near us that I've ever seen kind of forging. That's some, I can smell it. That's some sulfur forging there. That's some dark blacksmith in there. I don't deal in that. No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good to know. And I'll go ahead and put it away.
Do you know anyone who does?
I mean, we're pretty shisty, but everybody that we know, nobody's gonna want to touch that.
Okay. Well,
And
thank
then
you.
I'll pull out a crossbow, and I'll just put it on the table and say, "Sir, what can I get for this? I don't need this."
Yeah, for that we'll do like, could work you a price of about 10 gold.
Really?
Yeah, sounds about right. Looks at his brother. Looks at his brother. I'm kind of liking these nicknames. Ain't that right there, Dib?
I knew it would take you guys.
And
This
Dib looks
crossbow Oh, go ahead.
Dib
Sorry.
looks at the crossbow and looks back at his brother. Yeah, I mean, the nicknames seem to have kind of stuck. I like it, Deb. 10 gold sounds about right.
This crossbow has been finally made. It's been made for a noble house, and you're telling me it is only worth 10 gold pieces?
Looks like any other crossbow that I've ever seen.
Are you? I'll do this. Are you certain about that? That you are absolutely certain that the fair worth of this crossbow is only 10 gold?
So, Dab, the muscly one, looks just dead in the eye, looks at the ring, looks back at your face, and says, "Yep, 10 gold. Take it or leave it."
I'm fine, and I'll take the crossbow back.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna kind of just like not looking at them directly, just be like, "It's a good thing you didn't bribe a cop. That would have been illegal."
They both kind of stop, look at, they look. What, are you a cop?
No, I am not a
No,
cop.
it's a joke because we clearly aren't cops.
Well, I know
He's
you're
not
a
good
cop.
with the sarcasm.
All right, well, maybe it's best if you boys just scooch.
All right. I will roll along.
So they both kind of wash their hands of the situation and go back to the blade that they were working on.
I'll leave 2 copper on their table.
Okay, you set the 2 copper down. There you go.
Copper.
Now where to? What are you guys doing now?
I want to get these items identified. So I'll turn to Etlin and be like, should we go visit that friend, that person? Or should we just go ahead and move along?
Which one is closer to here, Ian?
It would probably be closer just to get to the farm. But if you wanted to go see the other one, it's like from where you are, it'd be about 10 minutes. But then that would put you overall probably closer to like 30 to 45 minutes away from the farm.
I tell him those things.
What time is it?
What friend are you guys speaking about?
When we went to get these items initially investigated, there was an individual who had a friend. One of the shopkeepers has a friend who believes he could be able to discern the nature of the items. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then there's this amulet too that I'm still not sure. I'm supposed to talk to it. Hello.
Yeah, your new best friend.
Great.
That's how it's gonna make you stronger. It's gonna make you stronger. You have to talk to it.
I'll turn to Nickelodeon. Have you ever heard of the proper way of doing attunement?
It's
Well-
not just a tune. I just like I would like hold a hand up. It's not just a tuning. It's not just a tuning. This is a special amulet.
Is there a communication spell involved, or?
No, just talking.
I don't
just
know.
talking.
I don't know what I'm doing here. It's just Etlin says I need to talk to it, like I'm speaking into some kind of a receiver.
Well, I mean,
No,
the
like a
only
friend.
time-
Like a friend.
Or okay, a friend.
Yeah.
is it like a communicable, like? Do you have to provide like a tribute so you can speak to a deity, or not?
Not. I don't know. The
Ju-
name of this thing is something shielding something.
It was, and I flipped through my notes.
I forgot.
The astral amulet of shielding wonder.
Astral amulet of shielding wonder. I'm gonna make sure I get
Yes.
that right this time.
And yeah,
couldn't
all,
read my
you
handwriting.
you just make friends with it. It won't talk back. It won't talk back. It's kind of like Bjorn, there for you when you need it. Not very vocal, right, Bjorn? I look over at Bjorn. Bjorn gets it. I don't understand.
Well, you said astral, like stars.
Yes, like stars.
So
But there's no stars on this. It's just a trident or something.
maybe
and
it
a
needs to be.
rook.
Maybe you need to get real cozy with it at night.
Exactly.
So Tom,
All right, I'll defer to his judgment.
And then I kind of kind of look at Lynn and just like just kind of
I'm just like yeah, like that. Do that.
so
Yes.
from here, are you gonna go see the friend, or are you gonna go to the farm?
Oh, we're walking to the farm.
I mean, I imagine whichever one's closest, right?
Yeah, whichever one's closest. I would have listened to Ellen about which one's closest.
Okay, so you're
I remember what I wanted to ask before we got into that. I wanted to ask what time it was.
So it's looking to be a little bit past noon, so I'd say probably 12:30 or 1. It's been a really whirlwind of a morning.
Yeah,
Not so bad.
So it's getting
1
late.
o'clock.
It's getting late. We are trying to learn about a missing person. We should get over to the farm, I think,
So you head
before we
on.
lose daylight.
You're heading off to the farm. You walk through the city. Turns out where you were at, it's a pretty straight shot from the festival square that you were at to the outer wall of the city. And you get there, you see the gate. There's a guard kind of checking people as they come in, but not really paying attention to people as they leave. So you guys make quick work of getting out. You're walking, and it's plains, like big grassy kind of plains. And out in the distance, you can see that the plains start to turn into farmland. And there's cattle, and there's goats and pigs. And out a little bit down the way, you can see the farm that you're looking for, with very tall wheat fields and looks like corn that's actually coming in, almost ready for harvest. So the tall corn stalks as well. And just anybody in the group who wants to make a perception check for me.
Yeah, I'm
Sure. If the DM offers, I will take it.
I got a 3.
No, you don't see shit,
Name.
Captain.
I got a
He doesn't
14.
even see. He doesn't even see the corn.
All right, so you got a 14, Malfoy.
15.
15.
Yeah.
Bjorn, are you perceiving?
Wisdom.
Only the perceiviest.
The perceiviest.
6.
6?
Yeah.
All right. You don't see much either. The other two, as you're looking, it becomes very obvious that there are scarecrows out in that out in the fields, and where they normally would be, kind of propped up this way, like kind of hanging over their, like they have that like T-bar and their arms are propped up. One of them has an arm that's hanging down.
I don't fucking like this.
So as you get closer, you start to see more and more scarecrows that are propped up, which isn't too out of the ordinary. It's a crop farm, so it makes sense that they have things out in the field to help keep the birds and other vermin away. But yeah.
Can I walk towards a scarecrow and cast detect good and evil?
Yes. So you walk up, you cast it, and nothing really shows up.
Can I like? Because like part of me wants to know if it's like an actual scarecrow or if it's a dude.
Okay. So how do you check that out?
Stick it where the pointy.
I just want to like walk up and like kind of just look at the face.
All right, yeah, it's made of hay.
Okay.
It's this particular one that you're looking at is wearing an old ratty like red shirt, like tunic kind of shirt, and brown pants, and it has a hat on.
Okay. I'm gonna walk back to the group and like just walking past them like in the direction we were going, and then as I'm walking past them, just be like, found the farmhand.
What?
Did they ever actually explain to you what the guy was wearing?
They explained that there was a
No,
floppy
I'm totally joking. Like
Oh,
Okay,
like-
I thought you were like actually making an accusation. I'm sorry.
no,
I didn't
Okay.
get that specific. No, I
Okay.
did not.
So, belay everything I just said. I thought you were like actually. I thought you were
No,
actively
no.
saying like that's our guy, and I was like, how the what?
no.
All right. So you walk past. You make your statement. Do you just keep walking?
Yeah.
Okay. Is anybody reacting to that statement at all?
I mean, I look at the scarecrows as we go past them, but I don't know if I take in what they really look like. Should I roll for something?
Yeah. Make another perception check for me.
Because like I'm eyeing these things. I don't like them at all.
That's predominantly why I said that.
I
That's
don't.
predominantly why I said that.
Oh, like you're trying to scare me?
Yeah, because you're like, I don't like this. So I'm like, oh, hey, there's a dead guy over there.
Found that.
Armand, I would not be concerned about this at all, so I don't think I would be paying attention.
Well, I rolled a 17,
All right,
so
yeah.
I don't know if.
So you kind of get a little bit of a closer look at the scarecrow, and you get real close up on it, and you're looking, and you're not quite sure. Something seems a little bit off, and right then, just bursting out of one of the fields, 3 kids run by, just screaming and laughing. Ah, ha, ha, ha.
Wait, these are some kind of corn children or children of the corn or
Like they,
corny kids.
They come running out. They come just screaming out, running, like they were playing some sort of game. Actually, nah, you're good.
Make a knock.
Make a wisdom save for me.
Make what?
Make a wisdom save for me.
Okay. 8, so 9.
9. All right.
Not the best.
When they jump out of the field at you, your heart just stops because you're like right up in it. It's like somebody come up behind you when you're really focused on something, going, huh. And
Okay.
you're like, for just a fraction of a second.
How do I roll for peeing myself?
Oh, you just pee yourself a little. So, with that aside, did the rest of the group keep going, or did anybody stop to watch?
I think. Well,
Wait,
I mean, we would have seen this. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we
Do
would
I-
have seen him.
do I get to react?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I immediately run and hide behind Nickelodeon.
Okay, fair enough.
Nice.
So,
Just yeah, no, hands.
I
Or
just softly
names.
chuckle.
Huh?
I just softly chuckle. Just like,
I'm just gonna keep walking towards the farm,
all right. So
the actual house.
the closer you get to the farm, the more that you start to kind of notice that it's really kind of quiet out here, like quieter than you think it should be, especially in the middle of the day. And
Oh, I want to. One thing I wanted to look around and see if any of the other farms had farmhands or if they're all missing them too.
okay, make a perception check for me.
Oh, whoa, that went flying. Get a different die for that because that's like hella far away and I can't reach that. Oh man, that's the worst roll. 11.
So with your 11, you kind of glance around, and you see a few farmhands here and there, like out in the distance, like people walk in looking like they're doing some basic kind of chores. So other farms seem to have their people still.
Okay. All right. So then, yeah, get up to that main farm.
All right, and yeah, so you get up there, and you get up to the front porch, and no one's home.
Did we go inside?
No, you
No.
walk up to the front
Da, da, da.
porch, and you can just see there's a screen door, like the main door is open, but the screen door is shut. And you kind of can see through the windows that no one's home.
I want to look around with the highest of apprehension.
Okay.
I'll be calling out. It's like, excuse me, farmer. We're responding to your investigatory request.
All
This
right.
is the seeker Armand Felbrin.
Etlin,
Sir?
go ahead and make another perception check for me.
I'm gonna do one too.
God, it's a 1.
Like,
Ooh. In terror, Etlin perceives absolutely nothing.
I mean, it makes
I
sense.
got a 9.
You got a 9. So, as Bjorn, as you're kind of standing there, something catches your eye, like out of the corner of the eye, something catches your attention, and you look just to see a lanky figure kind of hustle across the road that you came across from one field into another. But you don't get much more of a look than that.
How long has it been since we were at the Scarecrow?
It's been a couple of minutes, but it's not something that you would have seen.
No, I mean, like, has it been 10 minutes?
I'd say it's been 5-ish.
Okay, so does my detect good and evil pick up anything?
Make a perception check for me.
Eh?
It's not some passive bullshit. You gotta roll for that.
You know if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead. I know, Ian.
All right, let me take a look here. Hold on.
I'll still roll for you. I'm just saying it says no.
I said,
so-
hold on. I'm joking. Um,
Turn to the movie Signs.
As long as it's not insidious, I'm okay.
so you didn't see it, but you know something is out there.
Good. That's all I needed to know because my perception roll was shit.
Yeah, you just like you didn't see it, but you can feel it through your detect good and evil. You can feel something out there.
Okay,
The truth is out there.
but they don't know that the other one saw, right? I would like. I don't know.
I didn't see
I don't
the
know what
figure.
Bjorn saw. I don't know what.
No, this is
he felt
information that you would
Nikolai
not.
felt.
That this is information that Armand would not have.
Okay.
Yeah, I just know something's up.
Yeah.
So, can I take a step inside and see
Like-
if there's any blood or anything?
Like into the house.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. If you wanna walk inside, go for it.
All right, cool. And then I just want to look around and see if there's signs of a struggle or a murder or a body.
Okay. So you
I'll,
go.
I'll walk in too.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay outside and keep my eyes on the road.
Okay. And Etlin, what are you doing?
I'm gonna be as in the middle of the group as possible.
Okay. I
So
like
you're on the patio?
Yeah, or the doorway. I just somewhere where I'm not the end.
So, you guys walk in, and it's quite clear that something bad happened here. There is. You don't see a body, but there are scratch marks, and there's a a trail of blood, and you can smell you can just smell the blood. Like it is thick in the air right now.
Is there a fireplace in here?
No, there is no fireplace.
Okay.
And so there's a trail of blood.
There is a trail of blood. However, that's where we're gonna go ahead and take our break.
Go to hell, Ian.
Come on, man.
Everybody at home, we're going to take a quick 15-minute break. Stay right here. You don't want to miss anything. When we come back, we're going to answer some questions from you just for a couple of minutes. If you have any questions while we're on break, throw them in the chat at Mott20Gaming so we can make sure we catch them. Other than that, grab a snack, go to the bathroom, drink some water, call your mom, let her know that you're still alive, and we'll be right back. Catch ya. Hey, and we're back. So, it was a little bit, I lost a little bit of track of time, but we're right around when we wanted to be back. So, we're going to kick it out to chat. If you have any questions, let us know. Just at mod20 so it comes right through for me. While we're waiting for any sort of questions, we do have one new follow that we have to say, hey, thank you to. That is Subes with 2 S's. Thank you so much for coming by. Thanks for being a wizard.
Woo!
You're what makes this possible. So thank you so much for hanging out and being around.
Indeed.
Yeah, so let's go to the questions, see if we have any.
Cool thing about 31, it's a prime number.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
You guys clearly weren't that impressed with the fact that
No, it's a good fact. It's a good fact.
whatever.
I was like, that's knowledge.
And knowledge is power.
Yes.
Knowledge is power. Vault 31.
So to answer Steven's question about what is the...
Who? Wait, what? I didn't.
You asked a question, Steven?
No. Some gentleman in the chat. Looks
Some
like.
So-
peppermint
So
gentleman.
Peppermint Gentleman in the chat asked, what is the best in life? If I'm reading that right?
No,
Um,
you weren't. You weren't.
what is
What is best in life?
what is best in life? Cottage cheese and jazz hands.
I don't know that I agree with that.
Together?
Relationships.
Yeah, like you get cottage cheese, right? And you dip it, and then jazz hands and flick it all off.
No, see, you
Oh,
eat
God.
just a ton of cottage cheese, and then you feel complete for a little bit. So you have to put it down. And it's like, yeah.
And then you vomit because you ate cottage cheese.
Hey.
Cottage cheese is fantastic.
Cottage cheese is amazing. Cottage
I feel
cheese is
like-
the real
I feel like we're at an
ambrosia.
impasse, guys.
Wait, we have 2 versus 1. How is that an impasse?
Because it's not.
Mr. Prime Numbers over here suddenly forgot math.
All right. Well,
That's
Okay.
pretty impressive.
That was good.
so looks like we don't have any questions coming in really. So we'll just jump right back into it here.
3 against 1.
Thank
No.
you, DB. Cottage cheese is life. Everybody, let's get a shame in the chat for Alex here.
No.
I'm team feta cheese.
Feta cheese is delicious.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! All right,
Gouda is
before
Gouda.
before this devolves into anything else, we're gonna jump back into the game.
Wait, we're playing D and cheese.
D and cheese. Oh my
Nice.
god!
Cheese and cheese, D and cheese. It's so cheesy. I love it.
Your dad
So-
joke almost killed Ian.
Yeah. All right, so back in. Here we go. So you're in the house. You see that there's a large, like, drag blood stain leading back further into the house. There are some pretty deep gouges, like in the wall and in the floors in a couple different places. That looks like something was being swung around here pretty fast and loose. Chairs are flipped over, tables broken in half. Something happened here.
Is it fresh?
It smells fresh. It looks fresh. It's still like shiny.
Can we follow the?
I'm gonna
The blood?
follow the blood trail. I'm gonna make sure not to incriminate the crime scene, so I'm gonna go around the blood trail.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow the blood trail. I don't really.
No! What are you doing?
All right, and Bjorn, are you still outside?
Yeah. Yes. Just,
Okay,
keeping an eye on the surroundings.
then make a perception check for me.
Oh shit.
What?
Oh shit. Etlin's at the doorway. Does that count?
Yeah. I get half of whatever he rolls.
What'd you roll, Bjorn?
7.
14.
14?
Yeah.
All right. So as the rest of the group goes inside and they're kind of investigating what they're seeing there, you look back down the road and you just see that same kind of lanky figure that you saw before, but just standing in the middle of the road. You can't get too much detail off of it. Just that it's about 6'3" with really long arms and really long fingers. And it just kind of steps off again back into the field.
It's like Stranger Things right now. Nice.
We don't know anything.
I'm
We're
ins-
looking
I'm
at a
inside.
blood trail.
I'm
Yeah.
looking for a body. Look for a body.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we're looking for a body.
and Bjorn, what are you doing now?
Ah.
I'm saying I'm a little concerned, but I'm gonna keep a lookout, like stand my ground in the doorway,
Okay.
like ready to go, just in case.
So you stand your ground in the doorway. And while you're standing there, the rest of the party's currently looking for a body inside. So you follow that blood trail. And there's no...
I just want to ask. So me as my character terrified. So I'm gonna be whipping my head back and forth so hard, just the most swivelly.
Whip your hair back and forth.
Willow Smith in it.
Yeah, Willow Smith in it. Yeah.
So will I be aware of anything that's going on with him?
With Bjorn?
That's
Yeah.
No, you're just far enough inside that you can't really see outside.
Okay.
Um,
Nothing in here that where you would light a fire or anything to brighten the room.
not
Torches,
really.
candles.
There were a few like oil lamps. Like there's one right by the door, and there's another one.
I light it with prestidigitation.
Does prestidigitation light things like that?
It does.
All right. Yeah.
Evidence. No. What are you doing?
Is it?
You can't tamper with the crime scene. I use
I don't-
prestidigitation turn off.
Listen. Whatever died here, I don't think it was. I don't think the lamp killed them, and I flick it back on.
And I flick it off.
I flick the other one back on, and I slap him lightly.
Hey, sir.
So lives might be at stake. Fuck the crime scene. And then I'm just gonna pick up my pace and follow the blood quicker.
All right.
Yeah.
So-
How big is this house?
You'll find out.
Okay.
Okay. So did me like our comedy of errors back and forth? Like, is there a lamp on now?
Yeah, there is a lamp on now.
Okay. Can I see anything?
I mean, it was pretty well lit in here as it is. It's the middle of the day, with plenty of windows to let in natural light.
Yeah.
Um,
Did I gain anything else from this? Because we are
No.
indoors.
I mean,
Okay.
not much. But as you're going through the house, you do start to get a little bit further away from windows, so it does start to get a little bit dim.
Is
You're
there a
not-
lamp by us?
I was gonna say, the lantern is something that you could take with you if you'd want.
I take it.
All right. As it starts to get a little bit dim, the blood trail goes down a hall, and your lantern keeps everything nice and visible for you. It takes a sharp turn through a door. Like the door is closed, but the blood streak goes under it, and so do the claw marks. The claw marks are all over the hall.
Claw marks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you there were big gouges.
Wow, I
Yeah.
totally missed that.
Yeah.
I'm great.
Yeah, so they're like all over the hall and the floor, and those also kind of wrap around one of the sides of the door frame, like it was going into the door.
I want to take out my
Instead-
dagger and just have it ready.
Okay, you have your dagger ready.
Instead of just opening the door, I'm gonna look at everybody and be like, just be ready. And I'm gonna lean in and kind of knock on the door and say, anybody there?
I'm gonna open the door.
You're gonna bank my face?
Wait, what?
So you're gonna open the door?
Wait, it opens inward.
Yeah, it opens this way.
Yeah, it's not gonna,
Okay.
I'm not gonna hate you.
I was
mean-
like, oh.
Our characters are in the top spot right now, but I'm not gonna hate you. I'm gonna open the door.
Okay, so Armand tries to do it very, very slowly. It knocks, hello, and as soon as he says hello, Nickelodeon just kind of pushes past and opens the door. And suddenly, on the very other side of the door, there is a very steep descending staircase.
Okay. Do something, Nickelodeon.
I can do
How long does this staircase seem?
Bonk.
It goes down about a story.
How
Like
many
down
feet
in-
would you say that is?
I'd
So
say it's like
in the
a
basement.
yeah. It goes down to like a basement. So like
cellar, basement.
Yeah, like a 12 to 13-foot stairway.
I want to use Mage Hand and then have it take this lantern down there.
Nice.
Okay, so it takes it down.
I'm going to use Silent Image, and I'm going to make a second copy of myself and follow the lantern with the copy.
Okay.
Nice. I want to have I want to have my Mage Hand hold it at the level where his hand would, with the copy of him.
Okay.
Ah.
So you get the copy goes down,
Sneaky.
holding the lantern, and it lights up just right there at the bottom of the stairs. At the bottom of the stairs, you can see that there's farm tools down there, but the blood streak does continue down the stairs and kind of rounds
So wait,
the corner.
how many like farm jackasses are down there?
What?
Farm
Yes,
tools.
Okay.
So what you see
Nice.
down there, it's a handful of just like everyday farm tools. So like there's a couple different like sickles, like harvesting like knives, and like there's rakes, and there's a big plow down at the bottom of the stairs, but nothing that looks out of place at a farm.
Again, I'm gonna look up at Ellen really quick and kind of like just be like, I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna keep moving, and I'm going
I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder real quick to like let the image get a little bit farther from us. And
I was and I was gonna say, I'm gonna have the image about 10 to 15 paces ahead of us, and once it gets that like that distance, I'm gonna start following it down the stairs, but as it's going like around the corner.
Okay.
So as we're waiting, I'm gonna turn it and I'm gonna be like, what was the state of mind of the guy who asked us to come here? Would you say he was in a normal state of affairs?
He seemed like a very agitated farmer, just like my damn farmhands bonked on me, and I got to do all this work.
So
I'll try to say it kind of quiet.
you don't think that maybe he was luring somebody here?
Well, if he did, I don't know who he would have lured. I mean, the constabulary didn't send anybody else, and he only waited for us.
Well,
For me.
my concern is, what if they just needed blood sacrifice and the specifics weren't really important?
I want to point out, like, I was there for that part, so I'm going to be like, well, he was pretty insistent on, like, people, but not like,
You were
like
there?
they didn't need people. Well, yeah, like, you weren't that far off, right?
He was down the hall. You were back at the office.
I was like an
Yeah,
entrance.
that was a private conversation.
Yeah.
I took their distance to be a little different than that.
Yeah. No. Y'all wouldn't have been. It wasn't like within earshot.
Okay, then I switch it, and I'm like, yeah, blood sacrifices.
I did not get that vibe from him at all, but I wasn't, to be honest, I did not look for that. I wouldn't even know what to look for, really.
All right,
He just seemed agitated, like a farmer.
Bjorn, make another perception check.
oh fuck.
I
You're
can't
always the
believe you've
first
done
one in
this.
danger.
We're totally splitting the party.
Fuck.
I
I
mean,
got 3.
No.
No.
What's
Wait, he's
your
rolling things.
what's your armor class, Bjorn?
What?
14.
14. All right. So you're just kind of minding your own. You don't really see much going on, and then there's a slight breeze, but nothing else really happens. Go on about your
What
business.
does that mean in this context?
Go on about your.
An
Go on
arrow
about-
missed him clearly.
Goddamn.
yeah, I'm gonna take my hand off Armand's chest and then just start walking down slowly.
Following me?
Yeah, following you. Yeah.
All right. How are you moving? Are you moving like to get down the stairs? Are you trying to be quiet?
Yeah, I'm gonna move kind of sneakily, keeping the image pacing about 10 to 15 paces.
All right. I need everybody that's trying to sneak around to make a stealth check for me.
I'm staying in the exact I'm staying in the exact same place where I am.
Top of the
Until,
stairs?
like, once the thing can get 30 feet from me, like the max distance for Mage Hand, then I'll move. But I'm not moving anywhere before that.
Guys, my stealth checks aren't good.
I love your stealth checks are my favorite thing.
Oh shit.
That's an
I'm gonna have
18.
Bjorn walk into
Dude,
the
dude.
house, back up into the house and close the screen door.
Okay.
Okay.
So you just take a step back through the door and like kind of close the screen door.
Has
Alright.
a windshield at the ready.
We all hear a "ka." No,
So when Bjorn,
Do I still have to roll for stealth if
Yes.
I'm staying where I am? Okay.
yeah, just for me, please. Bjorn, when you
It's
when you
8.
step back through the door and close the screen door, there is a slight rustling in the field closest to the house because the field kind of butts right up against the house on the front. So there's a rustling like right in front of you that's really intense, like shh, and then nothing.
I got a 13 for the stealth check.
Okay,
18.
good to know. Good to know.
Something's going on here.
Are you yelling that through the house?
Yeah.
Okay, make a perception check, everybody.
12.
16.
Natural 20.
16.
Nice.
I can hear him.
Yep. So, Armand, you hear him right away, and the other two, like, you hear him exactly what you're, like, Armand, you hear exactly what he says. Hey, we've got something going on here. And the other two, you don't hear exactly what he says, but you definitely heard him say something.
Hey guys, Bjorn says there's something going on out front.
Should we turn
You
back?
guys heard that, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't hear what he said, but I heard him scream. Should we turn back?
Also, deeper into the cellar, you hear what sounds like a rake fall. Just
So I imagine that we both kind of go like, ah, and look at it. Or I would, anyways.
I would just
There-
like freeze, and then I'm gonna keep going down.
Okay. And I'll look up at Etlin and be like, where are you going? Like, just be like, are you coming, going, or what are you doing?
I'm like, wait here. So you motion towards me. What you're gonna do?
I'm gonna go. Are you gonna help Bjorn? Or are you gonna go with us? Okay. And I'll turn around and I'll just make the image go, and then I'll stay with Nick.
Now, are they approaching 30 feet away from me?
yes. At this point, they've
Okay.
gone all the way down the stairs and have kind of rounded the corner. You're also starting to kind of like you can barely keep line of sight on where it is right now.
All right, I'll move down reluctantly.
Okay. You have to move down far enough to be able to keep line of sight. So
Yeah.
I would say that's probably the bottom of the stairs.
All right.
What can I do here?
You can touch a butt.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna touch a butt.
If Etlin had been more clear about the fact that he didn't want to come with us, I could have cast light on something. I have that cantrip.
But I
I-
could have.
I assume you're coming with, so I'm not gonna do it.
Well, but he's holding a lamp, right? Mage Hand is actually physically holding an actual
Right,
lamp.
but he has to maintain line of sight in order to help us. So
Right.
we left him at the top of the stairs.
I don't
Right.
even know. I don't even know whether you guys have like light or anything like that. Any spells? So I'm just like, I gotta go.
You've seen me do prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation, yes.
Yeah, but I can't hold a lamp.
Yeah. if like, well, do you still have the ghost image thing going on?
Right? Yeah, we're
Yeah.
keeping 15 paces behind it.
Yeah.
Well, Nickelodeon and I are. Yes.
as long as the ghost image thing is going, I'm gonna be right there with that lamp.
Okay, so I guess we'll get to the bottom of the stairs and look around, see if we can see where the blood goes or if it leads to anything.
All right.
Wait, are we gonna like Scooby Doo around the corner?
So you get to the bottom of the stairs and you look out into the main cellar, the main part of the cellar, and on the floor is a big ritual circle drawn out.
I
And
just, like,
do I see this?
Yes, you're far enough down to be able to
Prestidigitation. I want to cut a line through that. I want to clean up a portion of it.
just like scrub a little bit.
Yeah, I want to break the line.
Okay.
Is there anything in the ritual circle?
Yeah, out in the middle there's a small, like maybe about this tall, like kind of little small table with a book on it.
Oh,
I'm
but
just
there's
kinda
the blood
turn
just
and be like,
ends.
The blood gets all the way to the edge of the circle and stops.
Yeah, I'm scrubbing the crap out of that circle with
Okay.
prestidigitation.
So you with prestidigitation you're able to just kind of clean up about this much of a fraction of the line. So you did manage to break the circle successfully.
All I needed, and now I feel like super confident, and I walk in like,
I'm gonna walk up to the table with my silent image next to me. I'm gonna say, I could really use an extra set of eyes, just not to anybody in particular. And then I'm gonna look at the book.
Make a wisdom save for me.
I'm gonna walk up next to him and see what the book is as well.
Okay. So you look at the book, and it's in a language actually, what languages do you speak?
I speak Common, I speak Dwarven, and I speak Infernal.
It's a natural 1.
Nice.
Mm.
The book bursts into flames.
So your wisdom save.
My wisdom save?
Yeah, your wisdom save that you just made.
Oh yeah.
So Nickelodeon, you pick up the book, nothing happens. You're kind of thumbing through it. It's in a language you've never seen. And
Guys, we really shouldn't be messing with this crime scene.
in the back of your head, Armand, just the faintest small voice. You owe me one. And when you look at the pages, you can read them.
Okay. All right. Okay. And do I recognize the fact that it is some different language that I'm
Yes.
or
Yes.
okay.
You definitely recognize it's a language that you should not know. But there's something in your head that's translating for you.
Okay. Well, I'd like to read the book and see what it's about.
The book is a spell.
Okay.
From front to back, it is a spell on animating inanimate objects via some sort of ritual that it's for your kind of magic, it's a little bit over your head. Just because that's not your, it's more arcane than gifted. But you can definitely understand bits and pieces as this is a ritual spell that demands some sort of catalyst, but you can't determine what that catalyst is. And the more you get into it, the more technical jargon it starts to sound like to you.
Okay. Hey guys, and I presume I would have asked Nick if I could take a look at that and said I could have read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm flip through it. It's some...
Well, I mean, I'll show you, but I want to keep my hands on it. Like I want to be the one holding it.
So I'll put a hand on it too, just because it's a big. It's a whole tome, right? But it's one spell.
It's
Right.
more of like a journal.
Okay. So I'll flip through it and I'll be like, guys, this is just a spell. This is one spell about getting objects, to move. Objects that can't move to move, and there's some kind of a trigger, something that's supposed to get it moving.
Like corpses?
It doesn't. I can't understand it. It gets really, really arcane halfway through.
What language is it?
I'm not sure.
But you could read it?
Yeah.
That voice in the back of your head laughs a little bit, like there's a tiny chuckle in your head. It says, "My sweet boy, you should know this if I'm the one helping."
I don't like it.
You're upstairs, bud.
It's I mean,
Not a character. I don't like this.
Oh, gotcha.
Richard does not like this.
Yeah.
I can't.
I need everyone, except Tom, to make a wisdom save.
What?
I want to text you something really quick, Ian, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh,
I have a 6.
Okay,
19.
excellent.
I have
Damn it! Where's the only person in my
12.
phone that has an I in their name?
12, Malfoy.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so you're all just kind of like everybody in the cellar. You're actively involved in what's going on, trying to figure out what this is, and then everything just kind of goes blank.
For everyone.
Or for everyone but Armand. Armand,
Okay.
you're still very aware of what's going on. And upstairs, Bjorn, you get this faint tickle, like right behind your eyes. And you get just a little bit drowsy, but you're able to kind of shake it off. Armand, you're reading the book, and you feel something shift, and you look up, and standing in front of you is a manifestation of Lilith. She's looking at you as beautiful as ever. My boy, how many times must we go over this? What am I? You know what I am.
You're Lilith.
Yeah, but I would say, do you know what language I speak? Do you know what language I'm speaking right now?
Well, we're speaking common, obviously.
Ah, we are not, though. I'm just making you perceive it as common. Actually, I've unlocked in your mind where to speak, or where to at least understand the tongue of my home. Oh, you're obviously not catching.
Really?
You're not catching on. See, when
Where
I'm in your head, I can talk to you. Right now we're speaking Abyssal.
Abyssal?
Abyssal. It's not of the world.
Is that like a Fey language or?
It's more of demony, but we don't prefer that term.
Demony.
So if the Fae are more happy and chaotic for fun, you have demons who are less happy and more chaotic for causing bad things. Do you follow?
Thank you, Lilith. I'm aware of
Yeah.
what
that's-
demons are.
Yes. So now where I come from, we speak Abyssal. We're from the Abyss.
Okay.
And she, the form kind of comes and like leans over your shoulder. She's reading. She's like, "Ooh, I've seen this before. This is pretty nasty."
Is this the kind of thing that I used to investigate back home?
Yes, this is exactly what you would have investigated.
Oh, I was asking Lilith.
Oh, but yeah, so she gives you the same kind of information. She
Yeah.
confirms. You remember that shrine that you arrested all those people for worshiping outside? Yeah, this was that.
You're gonna do this to Xanderstead.
I'm not doing anything. This is beyond me. This is somebody else is pulling some strings trying to do something silly.
Really? So this has nothing to do with you.
Nope, I'm just along for the ride. This looks like a great time. You have the best.
What?
Right behind your eyes is the best seat in the house.
So what about those drow and goblins that we saw?
Coincidental.
yesterday? Coincidental.
Coincidental at best. See, I tried to make a
Can
show
you
of
help-
it. They were there to maim and slaughter and I think make a point. I don't know much about them.
Can you at least help me to understand fully what the spell is so I can properly?
Yeah, and she goes back over she's like, I'm feeling nice today. But remember, I already told you once, you owe me one. And she puts a hand on your forehead, and suddenly you understand.
Okay.
And as soon as you understand, she disappears. And everyone else is suddenly aware of what's going on again.
So, the full spell is.
Did we perceive?
Yeah, we perceive the passage of time, or is it just like a
It-
pocket like
it
time
was-
lapse for?
It was more of like a pocket time lapse. So you were in the middle of something, you kind of stopped, and then you pick right back up doing what you were doing.
Oh, what about Bjorn?
Bjorn was able
Yeah.
to kind of shake it off, but nowhere near to be able to
Okay.
actually see what's going on or hear what's going on.
So,
I'm
Okay,
still
so-
upstairs in the front of the house.
so,
Uh-huh.
so DM,
Yeah.
this spell, is it necromancy then? Or what is it exactly?
No, it's more of a transmutation. It involves, it's pretty much taking one soul to give life.
Okay.
So
Hey,
it requires one sacrifice per use, and you can put one soul into something, at least temporarily.
Okay. Hey guys, I think I know what the spell does. I think I know exactly what it does. It looks to me like when you, like the sacrifice, whatever your sacrifice right here, you can trap its soul and put it into an item. Does that mean anything to you, Nick? Nickelodeon?
It's not something I'm fond of hearing.
It's not quite necromancy. It's more like a
I mean,
transfiguration spell.
right, but you're trapping an individual on this plane.
Trapping the
Right.
soul. Not. It doesn't look like the body. It looks like it's the soul. They put it into an object.
Right, so you're trapping the essence of a person. and
That
preventing
seems
them from-
worse.
Yeah,
So that means that somewhere, somehow, somebody took whatever person was here and put them inside an object, put their soul in an object.
is it like what? To what extent could you trap a soul in another corpse?
You know, it doesn't say that. It just says that you could put it inside of an object.
Does it ask if it's limited to putting into only inanimate objects? Like
Does it?
would it become like animate after the soul is put into it?
Oh, does it animate objects? The inanimate
Yeah.
object. Yes. It looks like whatever the soul goes into, it can bring it to life, or at least make it move.
All right. Well, out of character, I think I have an epiphany, but in character, I think we should destroy it.
Destroy the book?
Yes.
I'm for it.
This is evidence.
This is a weapon.
Yes,
Yes.
obviously, the murder weapon. We need to bring this to the constabulary. We need to preserve this.
So
I think a couple pages more than suffices to tell them what this is. I don't think we need anyone to get access to the whole thing.
Burn the pages and keep the binding. Keep the covers.
But then how would they know what it is? Just my word? I mean, you saw the Grey Falcon. They didn't really respect me too much.
The spell is
Respect
the spell is a full book. Like, you know, it's a Harry Potter book by reading the first page. You don't need the whole.
Right. I mean, I think I could go along with that. Maybe just keeping like the introduction of the spell.
Yeah.
So Bjorn, I need you to make another perception check.
Shit.
Yeah. So you said that a rake fell when we first came down here.
You heard the sound of a rake fall.
Can I do a quick glance around the room?
Yeah, perception check.
Perceive that rake, son.
Not 20.
Not
Oh.
20. That's number 2 of this session for those watching at home. So yeah, you take a quick look around the room, and there's nothing laying on the ground that sounds like it would have made that. There's nothing on the ground that looks like it would have made the noise you heard.
Huh.
Okay.
So I think
Also, part of the same perception check, there are footprints, because it's kind of a dusty floor.
Mhm.
There are footprints leading up out the outer entrance, so like the shutter doors for the cellar, like the outside entrance.
Right.
So there are footprints leading up the stairs through that door, but it's just footprints in the dust. It's not like another blood track or anything like that.
Do we see anything else in the room that seems like it's where the blood came from?
Nope. No, there's no body. There's nothing.
So I'll turn to Etlin and I'll ask him. I'll say, you are a wizard, right? That's what you do.
Yes.
How could we make sure to how could we destroy the rest of the pages, preserve that first page, without like triggering something inside of the tome?
Ian, do I sense that I would be injured if I were to touch this book?
I mean, people have been holding and handling the book this whole time. It has they've been like holding it and like flipping pages.
Does it seem like I would be hurt if I were to manhandle this book?
At a glance, no.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say, yeah. Let me see it. I open it up.
Take it from Nick's hands again.
I look at the cup at a few pages. I grab a chunk of pages and just rip them out.
Okay.
And then press digitation.
To get rid of them, like to burn them.
Fire. Yeah.
Okay, so you grab a chunk, rip them, and
Yeah.
Bjorn, by the way, what was your perception check? I'm sorry.
18.
18. At this point, on the porch, you see two of the same kind of figure that was at the end of the road. This time, however, you get a far better look at them. And you can tell that you can shut the fuck up. You can tell that this is one of them is the scarecrow that you were looking at earlier with the hat. It's more of like a bucket hat that kind of comes down barely so its eyes can kind of see under it. Same ratty red shirt. The other one is wearing a similar style shirt, like kind of a flowy kind of tunic looking shirt, but it's blue. And this one is bald, like not wearing a hat, doesn't have any like hay fraying up or anything like that. Like it was intentionally like molded to be flat on top. And they're just kind of they're just sitting there staring at you through the door. And there's two glowing red eyes in both of them, and both are just fixed on you. As you look down, there are like claw marks through the shirts and their hands, and in like where their fingers should be. It's a little bit longer, and they end in small blades. And neither one of them actually have a mouth, but there is a low, like, gurgling sound coming from in their chest.
Get him, Bjorn.
We were not there.
Do something. Say something.
And
I
as they're
shout out, lads, we got company. And I pull out my axe ready to start swinging
So-
if they come in.
as soon as you yell, one cocks its head all like sideways. I need everybody else to make a perception check to see if you heard it.
Fuck.
Damn.
16.
Okay.
I got 9.
All right.
I got 7.
So Nickelodeon, you are the only one to hear the yell. Granted, you are down a hallway, like you're in the house, around a corner, down a hallway, down some stairs in the cellar. So
I have no idea what he said. I just heard him yelling.
you just heard him yelling, but you know Bjorn well enough to know that if he has to get loud, something's happening.
Right, yeah. I don't like that book, but I'm gonna go check on Bjorn. Do what you gotta do.
Are you? That's what you say.
Yeah. And then I'm
You just say you're gonna check on Bjorn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. No, that's 100% what I said. Yeah. I get what you're getting at. That's
Let us
what
know
I said.
let us know how he's doing. Yeah, cool.
I wanna close the tome, and then hand it to Armand and say, "Let's book it,"
Book it. Okay.
and then walk towards the door.
Look at
I'm
you.
gonna go ahead and close the
Shut
put
the
it in my
stream down.
backpack.
We're done. We're done. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Oh my goodness.
Can I get shame in the chat, please?
Nah, dude, that joke was
So-
great.
So I'll go ahead and close. I'll go ahead and put the tome in my backpack, and then so maybe we should take a look and see where these footprints lead.
Yeah. Okay.
Split
I
the
don't-
body.
I want to like look around like really fast. Like I'm still trying to like look around like to go towards the door. I'm just like yeah.
As he's looking around, I'm just gonna walk up to the door and go poof.
Okay. So, you guys are heading out that cellar door out the back. Armand, or not Armand, I'm sorry, Nickelodeon, you're heading up the stairs. Bjorn, while all of this is happening, one of them has actually opened
Wait,
the door and started to come through at you.
You said a cellar door? That's not the upstairs thing. I mean I'm making towards the door towards the stairs.
Like to go back upstairs?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm not
Oh,
booking
I
it towards a new
misunderstood.
place where scary things are happening. I'm booking it to the place I've been before.
I misunderstood that too.
Okay, then everybody's heading
But-
back upstairs.
Well,
Well, no, I think Armand meant what he said, right? You were trying. you saw
yeah.
the
I mean,
footprints that you
I
mentioned,
said I'm
right?
gonna look at the dusty footprints and let's go see where these lead. Etlin goes, okay, and he's looking around, so I would have presumed he would have followed me.
Oh no, I mean, like, oh no, I'm just kind of like, yeah, no, like, yeah, no, those are footprints. Those are footprints. And like, as I'm going back out to leave.
Again, I really don't think Armand would have paid that much attention. He's been really bad at perceiving everything so far.
Okay.
So
I'm trying to think about character versus smarts.
Okay.
If
No,
you-
you're doing a
if you
good job.
stay-
You're doing a good job.
If you're
So,
staying there, my character will stay, but I'm going to be a consistent, like, 8 feet behind you.
Anyway, while you two are figuring this out, Bjorn, as all of this is going on, one of the one that cocked its head all weird, the one in the blue shirt, has since reached out and hooked one of its blade fingers on the door and kind of pulled it open very slowly, like it's not quite sure what you are, and it's kind of slithering inside. Like it has legs, it's walking, but it's very, very deliberate with its movements, very smooth, very predatory.
Clever girl.
Clever girl.
Oh no. Oh no.
And so it takes a few steps in, and it gets closer, and you start to hear that gurgling get a little bit louder, and it gets a little bit closer, and it gets louder, and the second one at this point has started working its way in the door as well, and now they're kind of doing this like both of them they're kind of like weaving behind each other, like always, like one of them watching as the other one's like trying to find exactly what's going on, and then you just hear and the one lashes out with a claw. So it lashes out with a claw, and you've been like staring at this thing ready to go. So you're able to get your shield up in time to kind of push off the claw, but it leaves a nasty rip through the front of it. And I need you to roll initiative for me. Actually, I need you and Nickelodeon to roll initiative because the other two are going the other way, and they would not know what's going on.
I fucked up, guys. I should have said something.
It's like, we're both like, is that all you said?
Yeah. Wait, is that's how many pieces you expect your body to be in afterwards?
I think it's just him piecing out.
No, I got an initiative of 2.
Yes.
Oh no!
Oh snap! Good job, Bjorn.
120.
I caught that.
That's our third mod 20. If you're playing at home,
Nice.
Hey, I did perceive his initial yell.
Yeah.
That's 4.
And
Right?
you stayed down here.
But that was the initial yell. He's
Yeah,
got
before we
company.
went down.
And then well no, Nick's got him. He's taking a look.
But we don't know what he said.
Yeah. I know what he said the first time. I don't know what he said the second time. The
I-
first time was just like, hey guys, there's something.
This place is creepy.
All right.
Any
So-
yells? Assuming the worst.
so
Yeah.
Bjorn, you're up first.
Shit.
You have two scarecrows standing in front of you with big rippy claw hands. One just screamed and took a swing at you, and now you're ready for it. You were able to parry it, and you're just like, no fear. You are Bjorn Dowerhand, damn it, and they will feel your wrath.
Do it, Bjorn.
Okay, so
Do it. Do it. Do it.
I'm gonna go ahead and attack the one who attacked me.
Okay.
Aiming to like chop his hand off, like trying to lob his arm off, you know.
Trying to lop his arm off. All right,
Yeah, with the
make
axe.
an attack roll.
Yahtzee!
Um, 6.
Yeah, so you
So a real good roll.
So it came in, it smacked your shield. You were able to push it off and kind of catch it off balance a little bit, and you come across, but its predatory serpent-like just movements. It just kind of slithers out of the way, just like you swing here, and it kind of goes out of the way. And now it's about to try and catch you off guard again.
Oh God.
Fuck.
All right, and this one, he comes in this time with the other hand because he kind of came in and swung this way, And then when you swung, he swung back, and now he's using that momentum to get the other claw coming in just real quick. All right. So that one, he swings down, and it catches you right across the front. Just right across, and you feel the claws like dig in a little bit. Like he's trying to actually like hold you there.
Dun, 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 dun,
Okay.
dun, dun, dun,
Damn it.
dun,
I
dun,
lost my dice. There we go.
I'll miss Bjorn.
No,
And-
no, 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 no.
And he so with that one claw he digs in. It's like he's trying to like hold you there, and you take 5 points of slashing damage. And with the other claw,
Dun, 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 dun.
the other claw comes over the top from the same scarecrow. But this one, he misjudged just barely. He comes down, he just swings right back. You feel the breeze off of his claw. The other one is able to kind of slither around the side of him. And he swings, but that swing goes wide as well.
Oh,
And the other swing, because you're already kind of held, he comes down. And where the other one caught you in the chest, this one catches you just like right at the top of the shoulder of your shield arm. So it's just, and he's trying to dig in as well, dealing 6 points of damage. At this point, they're both practically screaming. So I need Armand and Etlin to make perception checks for me, please.
good Jesus.
Wait, I want to do this with luck.
Okay.
I can't help myself.
Jesus. I got a 6.
I have a 10.
All right. So, Armand, you're able to hear something that does not sound natural coming from upstairs.
Like clattering?
It's Santa.
It's not necessarily clattering. It's more of like a high-pitched squeal.
Oh. So did I actually open the doors?
Yeah, you had thrown them open.
Okay. Does it sound like it's does it sound like and asking this, I'm asking if it would be easier to get to it from there, like it's right outside and I can go around the house and go whoop, or would it be better to go through the house? What does it sound like to me?
You're hearing it through the cellar.
Through the cellar.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll turn to Ellen and I'll be like, "Hey, it sounds like there's some kind of shrieking going on. I think we should check up on Nickelodeon and Bjorn."
I agree, and immediately book it towards the thing. I've been waiting to get out of here to get the okay from you to go.
So
So
the both of you turn and start heading up trying to get back up the stairs.
are we dashing?
You're moving quickly.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your initiatives for me, but don't give me the numbers just yet. Nickelodeon,
All right.
you are, at this point, you've been able to make it to the top of the stairs. To get to the end of the hallway to be able to see into combat, I would say it's about 20 feet.
Damn. Cox.
From where you're at, you can't see it just yet.
Okay. Can I get close enough for touch distance to Bjorn?
And what's your movement speed? Is that 30 feet?
I believe so. Yeah, 30.
All right, yeah. So for this one, you're not going to be able to get that close, because I would say at the 20 feet, he's still going to be about 15 feet away. So
Okay.
like
Oh, wow.
just outside of touch range.
I'm gonna get as close as I can. And then
And remember, we have taken a rest since before, so all of your spell slots and everything are back.
right. Damn. All right, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame
All right,
on the one in front of Bjorn.
and that's a dexterity save, correct?
I believe so. Yes.
All right, and what's the spell save?
15.
15. And is it save for half or save for none? It'll tell you in the spell description.
I think it's for it's not for half. It's if they say they don't take any.
Okay, yeah. Then you get up there, you see what's going on, you trace out the sigil real quick, say the right incantation, and send forth the power of the mistress. But the beam, like the ray of light that shoots forth, is very easily kind of slithered around.
Fuck.
Any bonus actions that you have?
Nope.
All right. Then we are back to the top of combat. Etlin and Armand, what were your initiatives?
Yes.
Cuatro.
You know what's
Wow,
sad?
dudes.
I rolled a 19, but it was cocked.
Ah.
And I was like, ah, damn it. And then I rolled, yeah.
Now, what do we see when we come up into this?
You're not up there just yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we went back to the top of the initiative because that was the end of it. So on this round, you have been added in.
Okay.
Because remember, every round of combat is about 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So back at the top, Bjorn, you're back in. Remember that you do have one claw kind of stuck in you, and the other like kind of jammed into your shoulder. So you are bleeding, and it hurts like a bitch, but you are still able to like move and kind of try and wrestle out of it. I wouldn't say you're restrained. They're just trying to grip you. So you can, if you wanted, you could be able to like wiggle out of it a little bit.
I'm gonna go ahead and rage, and then make an attack on the one gripping my chest to try to take his hand off.
All right. So you rage. That the first hand hits, and you're like, "What the hell?" And the second one comes down in, and that just puts you right over the edge. Just, and all of that primal, just everything inside of you comes bursting out, and you let it out in the most ear-piercing scream. Just, and you come right back over the top with that axe. Go ahead and roll to hit. And which one is this on? Is this blue shirt or red shirt?
It's the one that was
The one that's
attacking.
gripping me.
The one in the
The
chest.
one that's
Okay.
gripping me in the chest.
All right. So that's the blue
That's
shirt.
Red shirt, right?
That's the blue shirt.
All right.
I don't know you. That's my
Yahtzee.
purse.
18.
18. You catch it.
Nice.
You just whap, you catch it just right on the shoulder. So go ahead and roll damage. Make sure you add your +2 for your rage.
All right.
What a kind DM.
I'm not gonna remind you like forever. We're just still new, so
We're all so new. Well, except Steven.
Yeah, I don't play though.
And that goes on my strength modifier too, right?
yeah, that's going to be dice plus strength +2.
Okay, so 6.
All right. So you hit it, you catch it, wham, and your axe like sinks, but the thing doesn't register the pain. So you sink it, and you start to like pull it back, and it's split. There's definitely a gash, but there's no blood. There's no register of pain on the thing's face. It just seems to get angrier.
Fuck.
All right.
That should have been the title of this chapter.
What? Fuck.
Yeah.
So,
From talking to you at this point.
yeah. Now the scarecrow that you just hit, it kind of recoils its hand back, and it looks at it, and it looks at you, and like cocks its head way down, like trying to get a better, like it comes like down in, like looking you in the eyes, because he kind of has to stoop to your level. And I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Money. 4.
All right. As it's staring in your eyes, it's looking you just dead right there. Its tiny red beady eyes. It's like it's piercing straight through you. And you just every muscle in your body contracts and like tightens and you try to scream, but it gets caught right at the very bottom of your throat. It's like you forgot how to make sound, and you're just absolutely terrified.
Better is the sound before you make it.
Nice.
Yeah. God damn it. This is Thriller. I love it.
Use my great axe.
So, sorry, I'm making sure I'm understanding exactly how that rule works.
Before the commercial break, our heroes were stuck in an epic battle with scarecrows, and Bjorn, not so lucky.
Oh.
Okay,
Being
Yeah.
fingered by some straw men.
so
Yeah.
My
The
straw
other
man
one.
argument.
the other one, the other one's gonna come around the other side, and just come over with one big claw swing. But he's because you're scared and you're kind of still standing like this. Your shield up out of the way so you could make the attack, right?
Mhm.
So it's like, and you're just gonna, and its claw comes down and catches that shield, ping,
Oh.
and like rakes across it again, leaving big scores across the shield. And it kind of recoils back, a little confused as to how it misjudged the distance.
Yeah, that scared the shit out of me, bro.
The other, so the other claw, it's coming from the same direction. He comes through, and he rolled a nat 1 on that one.
Oh God.
So he comes across and sinks his hand straight into the other scarecrow.
Nice.
That other scarecrow,
Nice.
it sinks its hand like all the way into its chest, just like. Because have you guys ever like played with hay?
Yeah.
Okay, well, even in a hay bale, it's
Hey,
pretty.
hey.
Even like when it's baled, it's pretty easy to like move.
Right.
So it just kind of like punched into the other one's chest, and when it pulled its hand out, there was a bunch of fraying that went outwards, and you can see a little deeper into it. But this thing is just purely hay, and a little like there is a wooden skeleton in it, but that's mostly just for support. It doesn't look like it has anything to do with the actual spell itself. So now we go to Armand. And you were able to get to the top of the stairs. Again, it's about 20 feet to the end of the hallway where you would be able to see into combat.
Oh wait, so I can't see them yet.
No.
No.
Because you're
Damn,
still
it's a
down the
hell of a
hall.
long hallway.
Yeah.
Okay, that hallway. If I was to get to the end of the hallway, so I've got 30 feet of movement, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna go down the hall to the end of the hallway, and then what?
So you get to the end of the hall and you look out, and you weren't ready to see two scarecrows fighting just in the middle of a full-on scrap with Bjorn. And also Nickelodeon is standing there. It looks like he had just cast a spell based on the smoking hole on the far wall. And you weren't quite sure exactly if that hit or not. Like if that had done anything other than just become a smoking hole on the other side of the wall.
So he's at the end of the hall?
So Nickelodeon, when you come around the corner, he's further into the room.
Okay.
Like closer to Bjorn. He's about half the distance between you and the actual fight.
Okay.
But you do see the two scarecrows currently locked in fisticuffs with the dwarf.
Okay. Fisticuffs. All right. So so I have no idea who's actually laying blows on Bjorn at this point.
Yeah, it's this big tangly mess. Like it's really hard to keep track of who is who of the scarecrows.
I'll go around the corner and then just be like, "What the hell?" And then I'll go ahead and do my stuff, and move my hands, say the words, and shoot out an Eldritch Blast at whichever one is clear to hit.
Okay. So roll to hit.
View aside, you've been a bad die. That is oh goodness. Yeah, that is 18 plus 5. That's a 23.
Shit, yeah, you got it. So you trace out the sigil. you loose that gross
The
black ball
bolts,
of
the-
energy,
Yeah.
and it catches it straight, just, and it goes, and you hit the one in the red shirt.
I had the red
And-
shirt. Okay.
It just burns a hole straight through the shirt, and kind of disappears into the body itself. Everything that it touched instantly started to like rot.
Oh. Okay.
Go ahead and roll damage for me.
Go ahead and roll damage. Wow, I rolled the wrong die. That was dumb. I apologize. I'm like, what the hell, 12? And it's like, oh wait. That is 7, and now with my thing, it's 10.
So
With the agonizing blast, the +3 for charisma.
all right.
Yeah.
So you throw it, and it hits, and like I said, all of the hay that you can see as the shirt kind of burns away in a section and starts to like turn gray, kind of fall apart a little bit. But it's still standing. It's still there and ready to fight.
Okay.
But you did
I'll
actually
go-
catch his attention, so that's a good thing.
Okay. I'll go ahead and kind of duck back behind the hallway side and look towards where Etlin, or where I presume Etlin would be. Be like, what the heck kind of case did I get into? And then that'll be it. We need Etlin shit.
All right. And now it is Etlin's turn.
Okay, so I'm booking it in the direction of noises.
Mm-hmm.
Do I, can I get far enough to see what's going on?
Yeah, you can get to the end of the hallway.
Awesome. I'm like, what all do I see?
So you come around the corner, and then actually, as you were coming down the hall, you saw Armand kind of recoil back a little bit, like, huh, and throw out another dark ball of energy like you've seen countless times at this point.
You badass.
And
Ah.
you hear a little bit of a squeak from the other side, but as you've been trying to get closer, you've heard like steel on steel clash. When you get to the end of the hall and you look to see what the big ruckus is, you see Nickelodeon about halfway between you and Bjorn, but Bjorn is currently in a tangled mess of a couple of the scarecrows that you saw from outside, just like straight hardcore dancing on him. Just
Okay,
yeah,
that's not good. Okay, so
Rave.
yeah.
it's what?
The hay rave.
Wait, so are they throwing like haymakers?
Yes.
So, as soon as I come and see what's going, as soon as I see what's going on, I want to have like the mage hand that's carrying the lantern, just drop it and I catch it and levitate it with my hand and then just flick it in the direction of the closest scarecrow with catapult.
Shit. Yeah, so this is gonna be at the one in the red shirt. That's gonna be the one closer to you. So go ahead and roll a hit for me.
It says
Oh, it's just in the straight
Just an
line, isn't
object.
it?
Yeah, it's a straight line, and then they have to make a, or if the object was a creature, they must make a dexterity save.
Oh, great.
Right.
And what's your spell save?
What do we determine? What is that? Based on?
It's... Oh shit.
I think I had that written down here. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm blanking for some reason. I'm so sorry.
So 13.
13. There it is.
Yeah.
All right. So you throw it, and it zips out of your hands, and it goes. And the thing turns around and sees it as it's coming, and just catches it square in the chest.
Awesome.
And,
What's left of the chest?
yeah, but it like catches it, and it was traveling so fast that when it hits, it actually broke. And now the thing is on fire. So go ahead and roll damage for me with an extra d6.
Oh shit. I don't know if I need the extra here, because the thing is the 3d8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Well,
also giving you fire damage on it. That's the
Thank you.
d6 is the fire damage.
so 8, 7, so 15,
Mm-hmm.
and then 1, 16, and then 6 takes me to 22.
Excellent. So,
Wait. Am I supposed to roll a 6?
yeah, roll the d6.
Okay, gotcha. 18. 5, so 21.
So you whip this thing at it and catches in the chest. The lantern breaks. It catches on fire, and you hear just this wicked scream, just absolutely nothing you've ever heard before, as it slowly just like crumples to the ground.
It was a wicked scream, yo.
Hey, that was
This is a wicked scream.
that was a
Yo.
wicked screamer.
Oh, that was a wicked scream, man.
So
I was
boom,
wicked like
it
a
catches on
target
fire
down
and
the harbor.
It's just done. It falls to the ground, and almost as soon as it hits the ground, the fire goes out. But at the same time, when it hits the ground, you also see this this blue smoke coil up and leave. The whole time, just and as soon as that smoke leaves the body, everything seems to clear about it, and it's just a lifeless husk. And the screaming from that particular one is gone.
I would not have seen this, right?
You would have.
No.
You're watching it.
Okay, so even though I'm behind the hallway, it's like, yeah.
Well,
Oh,
you
there
were
it is.
you were out far enough to be able to cast, so you would have
Okay.
seen this.
Okay.
All right, and now Nickelodeon, you're back up.
So, gotta decide whether I want to heal Bjorn or set up for some cool damage.
Nickelodeon.
So, how far is the other scarecrow from me?
He's just on the other side of Bjorn, so he's about 5 feet away. Or about 10 feet away, sorry.
And the scarecrow's like twice as tall as I am, right?
Roughly. You're a dwarf, so you stand about 4.5 feet-ish. This thing is standing at about 6'3".
No, okay.
So, I'm going to run up beside Bjorn, and I'm going to lean out and touch the scarecrow and channel divinity, Path of the Grave, which is a touch. So I'm sure I still have to make a roll to hit, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then if I hit, I mark the target, and it's vulnerable to whatever the next attack that hits it.
Ooh, okay. So roll to hit.
So that's going to be a 24. Cool. So yeah, they just whatever the next thing to like actual whatever the next attack is that hits them, they're vulnerable to it.
You reach out and you touch the scarecrow. Like you kind of lean around Bjorn and you like kind of just smack him in the face kind of thing. But where you smacked him, right under where your palm hit, the eye from the logo, like from the mistress's symbol, the eye appears on his cheek.
Sick.
So now back to the top of the back to the top of the rotation. Bjorn, you're up.
All right.
Finish this motherfucker.
Bjorn.
This time I'm gonna do a reckless attack.
You are gonna reckless attack. Okay,
Yeah, I'm gonna reckless attack.
excellent.
A ruckus attack?
Reckless.
Like an
So
Uncle
that's
Ruckus?
17 plus advantage. What would that be?
So advantage is you roll 2d20 and you take the highest.
Okay. So let's take that one. 17.
17 hits.
Mm-hmm.
So, Malfoy, exactly what did your mark do again?
It makes them vulnerable to whatever the next single attack they take.
Okay.
Not entirely sure what vulnerable means.
I gotcha.
Okay, cool.
All right, now go ahead and roll damage for me. Again, remember that you get +2 from your rage.
So I get 8.
Okay. So you come through again and you catch it with your axe. Are you using just your regular like hand axe, or are you using your great axe?
My hand axe.
Okay. So you come through, wham, and you catch it like right in where its ribs should be. And you're, and when you do, you hear like you can feel it actually like give, and you hear some of the wooden skeletons start to crack and break. Looking at it, it's starting to fray, and it's starting to just kind of unravel altogether, but it is still standing. Next up, the Scarecrow will swing at Bjorn again, just because he is the one right there. But because of reckless attack, he does get advantage on his hits. That one misses. His other claw also misses. So, because of how he's starting to like unravel, he comes across one way, but it's much slower than the last attacks have been, and you can hear the creaking of the wood as he tries to swing. But just how big the windup is and how slow that claw comes down, it's very easy to just kind of dodge out of the way. Now it is Armand.
So he's looking pretty beat up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look deeper into it, see him, run up, and I'm actually gonna run up directly next to it, seeing it attack Bjorn, and be like, get out of here, you abomination! And I'm gonna grab the shoulder and Eldritch Blast him, point blank.
What?
All right. Go ahead and roll to attack with advantage.
Jesus.
That was horrible.
2 ones.
Okay, that's the 21. The first one was a 4.
So you grab this thing and you kind of pull it in and you shove your hand, because there is a little bit of a gap in its chest from where the other one jabbed his hand in. You just put your hand inside and you Eldritch Blast. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
Mistress, take this soul. That's 7.
A 7?
Yes.
All right.
Nickelodeon's just like, I like souls.
Nickelodeon's like, my job.
Well, we also don't know where the souls are going after we murder these people, so...
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
So
Exactly.
you jam your hand in and you cast the Eldritch Blast, and you don't see the bolt go off, but you feel the release of energy from your hand. And it just... A bright light shines from inside of it. It starts in the chest and kind of expands out all the way up into its eyes. There's like a quick flash, and then out of the mouth, or where the mouth would be, just kind of through its like sack face. That same kind of blue smoke kind of travels up and swirls for a second. It disappears. The whole time it's swirling, just, and then it just goes limp and lifeless and collapses to the floor.
I'm gonna turn and look out the door. Be like, ah.
So from what you can see, there's nothing out the door right now. But I do need everybody to make a perception check.
Ah.
With my muy bueno rolls. 5.
16.
20. Not natural 20.
12.
12. All right.
Wait, so is that a mod 20?
That was a mod 20.
Yeah.
No, that was a mod 20. Ha ha ha. That's
So-
a good one. That's right.
There's a, from what you can hear, Armand, there's a faint laughing from the other side of the room. Like if you were fighting at the front door directly across where there would have been like a little sitting area, you hear a laughing from that side of the room. But when you look, there's nothing there.
Are there doors, closets, shelves?
No.
I'm gonna walk.
We're
I'm gonna
outside
walk
combat?
over- I'm gonna walk over there and be like, guys, there's something over here.
Yeah,
I think.
I do apologize. Combat has ended.
Okay.
Can I detect magic?
Detect magic. All right. So you cast detect magic, and where are you looking?
This.
where I'm pointing?
Yeah.
All right. So you look over in that direction, and sure enough, in one of the chairs, there is the like swirling form of a person.
Do I feel any kind of vibe off this?
Based on what you've seen, it's probably not a good thing. Like based on
Alright,
just how today's going, it's probably not a good thing.
Okay, cool.
How many farmhands did you say we're missing?
2. We're missing 2.
So earlier when I jokingly said that we found our farmhand, what are the odds that I wasn't actually joking?
One of the farmhands was wearing a floppy hat. The other one was a tall, thin, dark, half elf.
I want to use Ray of Frost on that figure in the chair.
Okay. Roll to hit.
So
Damn it! I'm like right next to this thing. Oh crap!
Wait, so make a ranged spell attack? Do you
Yep.
have to? Okay.
Just roll to hit.
I got a 2.
All right, so you throw.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
You throw the spell.
Yeah. So on a hit, the target takes 1d8 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet. But I believe that's the one that. No, never mind. Sorry, different thing.
Yeah.
My apologies.
So you cast out the ray, the beam there, and it fires as just kind of a shard of ice coming out of your hand. You said you rolled a 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So you throw it, and it looked like you just kind of threw it at nothing, but right before it would have just passed through and hit the wall, you see a blue shimmer, and the ice just kind of gets absorbed. Once it's absorbed, a drow appears, just kind of sitting in the corner, waving his hand. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna have to try much harder than that if you want to try to get something like that through."
Ice knife.
Ice knife.
Asshole.
All right. Again,
I was
roll to hit.
Yeah. Fuck. I would have. I was about to do that too.
Okay. So 12.
DBC.
12. That's gonna hit.
So on a hit, the target takes 1d10 piercing damage. Hit or miss, the shard then explodes. The target and each creature within 5 feet of the point where the ice exploded must succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
No.
I would say that you guys are. I would say that you guys are out of the radius for it.
Even
Cool.
me when I walked up to that corner. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because you only took a couple steps. You didn't like go all the way to the corner.
All right,
So you
there's
throw it,
the-
and how much damage does it do?
So I got the 4 for piercing damage, and then target. Okay, and then they take 2d6 cold damage. So 4, 3, 7, and 5. So 12. 12 damage total.
All right. So this thing, you see him, and he's like, "Oh, come on!" And then, as he's kind of taunting, you throw another spell, and this one actually caught him off guard. And as he's trying to put up his same warding spell, it just sneaks right through and catches him in the same kind of spot that you had hit the other drow, just like right in the solar flex, and just ice all up its body. And he's like, "Ah!" And then kind of he tenses, and then kind of moves his hand along where the ice is coming and forces it back. And collects all of it, and then just in his hand he has just a ball of ice, and he drops it to the floor and it shatters. He's like, that really hurt. And here I was gonna offer to play a game with you, but now I'm not so sure if I'm in a playing mood.
Yeah, we're not exactly feeling like playing either.
Well then, shall we? Go ahead and roll another initiative.
Ah, shit.
13. 13.
That'll be 17.
I got a 10.
15.
It's fucking initiative rolls, man. Whose friend said there was gonna be a player death? Who called that?
that was Ty.
Yeah, Ty called a TPK.
And then left. And then left.
And then
And
left.
then left. What a jerk.
So let's go back through the initiatives for me real quick. I know that Etlin got a 13.
Mhm.
Nickelodeon, what did you get?
10.
10. And
Yes.
Armand
17.
and Bjorn.
15.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, guys?
That's not bad.
I don't want to die.
All right. So Armand, you are first.
I'm up first?
Yeah.
I am going to, being like so freaking close to this guy, I am going to shoot an Eldritch Blast directly into his chest non-lethally.
Non-lethal. All right. So go ahead and roll to hit for me.
This dice has been good to me. Ah, damn it. That is going to be a 9.
Doesn't hit, doesn't connect. So you throw it, but this guy's kind of been watching how you fight, so he expected it and is able. He catches it as it's coming, and again condenses it into a small ball, and it opens his hand and it dissipates. So now Bjorn, you are up, and you are all the way by the front door, but based on movement speed, you can make it into combat on this one if you would like.
I'm going to yell out, "Don't kill him!"
I'm just gonna make my way over to the doorway and switch my warhammer.
Switch to the warhammer.
Yeah.
All right, so you got your warhammer equipped now. Are you doing anything else this turn?
No.
Okay. So that's going to take us down to Etlin.
I don't know what to do. Okay. So, I want to do something really cool, but I don't think I have anything. I just magic missile.
Magic missile?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
To the drowness.
Yeah.
So magic missile is a fun spell because you don't even have to roll to hit. It just auto hits.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
magic missile just auto hits.
Is that a spell or a cantrip?
It's a spell.
Oh,
Dude, I
okay.
wish it was a freaking cantrip. Are you
That'd be
kidding me?
OP.
If it was a cantrip, no. That's just
I've rolled wizard every time. Like that's so broken.
like if it was just a cantrip, there's no reason to not take it if your class has it.
Yeah.
Sorry, making sure I'm pulling the spell up here real fast because I know what it does. I just need to refresh myself.
You want me to read you the thing?
Yes, please.
Yeah. You create 3 magic darts. Each dart hits a visible creature of your choice. A dart deals 1d4 plus 1 force damage to its target. The darts all strike simultaneously, and you can direct them to hit one creature or several.
All right, so you throw out the 3. So personally, I've always imagined that you like whenever somebody actually casts magic missile, it's super like anime about it. You trace you trace out the sigils, and then you bring your hands together this way, and a ball forms, and it shoots out, and then from that, 3 beams like split out.
Yeah, and they're all neon pink.
Yes.
Neon pink.
Yeah, you kind of do it. You're just like, and they shoot out, and they all form this like triple helix, like spinning around each other.
That's all I wanted.
Yep. And they go and they catch like shoulder, and one just in the dome. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
So it was d4s.
Yes, it's
Okay, yeah,
1d4 plus 1.
Yeah. So 2 for that one. That's the 1 plus 1. 4 with the 1. And 5. So 9, 10 total.
So 10 total. Excellent.
Yeah.
You cast it.
Suck it, nerd.
And they, like I said, they spin in this like triple helix, and like shoulder, and the one that catches it in the head and he just falls backwards into his chair. Boom. He kind of shakes it off a little bit. It's like, better than I thought you were. He kind of stands back up and brushes himself off, and with like a quick like shake out, and he cracks his neck to one and to the other. And unbuttons. He's wearing a long, like, it's a long coat that's buttoned up the front. He undoes the top button. Kind of like, okay, all right. And Nickelodeon, it's your turn.
So if I went up to Bjorn, right, I would be in melee range of this guy?
No, Bjorn isn't in melee at all.
Oh, okay.
He's on the other side of the room, actually.
Oh, cool. Then I will go over to Bjorn and cast Cure Wounds.
All right, go ahead and roll your healing.
So that'll be 7 points of healing.
All right.
And then I'll just chill there, actually. I was going to dash, but I don't really need to go anywhere. So.
And you wouldn't have been able to dash. You already used your action.
Oh, duh. My bad.
Excellent. So that brings us down to the drow. And the drow is actually, he's going to look directly at Etlin and say, I could play that game.
Shit.
I could definitely play that game. And he traces the exact same sigils that you do and brings his hands together and the exact, he pretty much copies your magic missile to a T.
But is it pink?
No, his are actually like a neon yellow.
I guess he can't cast it at pink level.
At pink level. So.
God damn it. He's rolling damage.
Well, they auto hit.
Yeah.
At this point, I can only keep you alive. I
So-
can't heal you.
That's okay.
You're also except instead of going shoulder shoulder head, he just puts them all into your chest. And you take 11 points of force damage.
Oh. Okay. All right.
I mean, to be completely honest, you're the only one in the room as of right now to have posed any sort of threat.
Yeah. No,
So-
I'm not against it. I'm not against it. This is fair. I want to do the same to him.
You're still up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm messed up though.
I'm imagining you just
I wipe
That's exactly-
my lip. Nobody makes me taste my own blood.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Nice.
All right, and we are to the top of the rotation. Armand, you're back up.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and look at him and be like, look, we don't need to do this. Let's have a conversation.
Oh, we're way past conversation.
Eldritch Blast.
All right, roll the hit.
That's
Fine,
the conversation.
fine.
Eldritch Blast.
I loved that. We need to talk about this. We can't talk anymore.
I rolled another fucking 9.
Ooh. No, so again, instead of like compressing the spell this time, he just puts his hand out, and it absorbs into his hand, and he points it and just kind of redirects it into the wall.
Oh shit.
He's just like, no, and looks at you and he goes, "You are obviously very new at this."
We're getting feedback, huh?
Next up is Bjorn.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna make an attack with my warhammer, not lethally.
Okay, so you're gonna move up to get into combat, and you're gonna try to smack him in the face with a warhammer.
Yeah.
Okay,
He said non-lethal too.
and you are still raging at this point.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I rolled a 5. I'm gonna reckless attack that one. Second roll.
Okay,
13. No, 18 actually.
18. That's gonna hit.
Aim for the knees.
Get him.
So you just come in. Wham! All right, so go ahead and roll damage. Are you doing this one-handed or two?
One-handed.
So one-handed.
My warhammer is actually versatile.
Yeah, so that's 1d8 of damage plus your strength.
D8.
I love that we came back to the kneecapping.
Where's my D8?
Take out the nays.
It's a weak point.
10? 10.
So 10 points of damage?
Yeah.
Okay. So you come up, and this guy has been so focused on spells coming at him that when you just kind of bull rush him, he's a little caught off guard. And you come in, just wham, and just take out his knee, and you hear the grossest, just absolutely gut-wrenching, just... And, like, you can see the knee. If your knee is supposed to function like this, right? His goes that way.
Yeah, man's got deer. He's got horse legs now.
Yeah. So it just
Yes.
completely goes the opposite direction. And he's just like, oh! And, like, falls. He's just laying there holding his knee, writhing in pain. You son of a bitch!
You said we couldn't talk.
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill you. Oh my god, I swear to fucking god, I'm gonna kill you. And he looks and starts to ready a spell, but the pain is so much that he can't actually focus correctly. And he's on the ground. He's subdued. If you wanted to do it non-lethal, then combat is over at this point. He can no longer fight.
Yes.
I'm gonna bend down next to him.
Okay.
I'm
I
gonna say,
want to bend down next to him also.
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, why are you here? What are the Drow doing in Xanderstead?
We had a point to prove. Oh my god. Ah!
What's your point? What are you trying to prove? That you exist?
Among other things. Oh my god. And he's like just staring at Bjorn.
I'm gonna grab the tome. I'm gonna say, are you the one who did this?
And if I am,
I want to know.
what's it matter if I am or not? You're just gonna kill me either way.
Are we? I'm gonna look around everybody. Are we gonna kill him? I just want information. I just want information.
And I wanted to talk. I wanted to play a game, but you resorted to this bullshit. You missed your chance.
I didn't want to play games. I just want to have a conversation.
Make a quick perception check.
Shit.
Just the one?
19.
19. All right. So as he's like just writhing in pain, you watch him as he reaches back and grabs a small dagger and just jams it into his leg.
What?
What? He jams it in and said, "You're not gonna get shit out of me." And then he starts like foaming
stop.
at the. He starts foaming at the mouth, and then at this point he's like smiling. Fuck you. And
Hey,
then
I want to call Nickelodeon over to try to heal him.
Can somebody stop poison? Yeah.
All I can do is keep him from dying.
Keep him from dying.
He's great.
No, like he has to die first though.
Oh, he has to die
So,
first?
as he's
Okay.
like he's just pressing that
better.
knife. He's pressing
Yeah,
that knife
so-
into his leg just as hard as he could possibly go.
So I'm going to grab the
I was-
knife and yank it out.
Make a strength
no,
check
no.
for me.
No, what?
No,
Wait, what?
No, let him
Let him-
put himself
Let
through
him
that
off,
bullshit.
off himself. Yeah. I can revive him. So this is pain for no reason on his part. He's stupid.
So
Oh, okay.
as he's
Okay,
sitting
then
there,
I'm not going to do that. Is he still he's still conscious though, right?
he
This
is
gonna
still
take a minute?
conscious.
What do you know about Ingersoll?
Never even heard of that place.
What do you know about Lilith?
I've heard the name, but that's about it. Ugh.
Did you do this? Did you cast a spell?
Yeah, and it was damn good too. And right after that, his eyes glaze.
Shit. Nickelodeon.
Bind him real quick. Do we have rope?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's.
I
Do we
agree.
have something to bind him up in?
I know most traveling packs. Did anybody take an adventurer's pack in their starting items?
I did not.
No.
I took a cleric pack.
We could maybe use the scarecrows.
Well, I would look through the house, and because I mean it's a farm. He's got to have some
Alright,
kind of farming tools.
Make an
Perception or investigation or.
I can't remember because I don't have the character sheet right in front of me. Actually, can you hand me that? Nathan?
You want my
let me
stats?
let me see. I'm looking at skills here real quick.
Okay. My investigation and perception are exactly
Yeah,
the same.
make an investigation check.
That is a 24.
24. Yeah, you're able to kind of move through the house pretty quick, and you find about 10 feet of well used rope. It's starting to fray in a couple places, but
Okay.
rope
and
is rope.
Edlin's still next to the body.
yep.
Yeah,
So
I'm just like waiting.
I'll toss it across to him and send it so we can start tying him up. Take the dagger out of his knee and suture and get some cloth or something to tie up the wound.
Okay.
And
When he
then,
passed out, I'm gonna cast Spare the Dying, and then he'll be stable, but he'll still be unconscious.
Yeah, he's gonna be that stabilizes him.
okay, we need to get him back to Xanderstead then.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yep.
I guess I'm
So-
carrying him.
After he's tied up.
Yeah. Not loose. We'll take him trussed, like a turkey.
So, so we're taking him back there, and you said it was like half an hour to get between town and here.
It was half an hour to get between like town and the blacksmith. I'd say to get back into town, it'd be about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because we were
So
deeper in town. When we left the
you were
blacksmith.
deeper in town, so you had to kind of like navigate through some streets and stuff like that to get out.
All right.
And we don't have like a vehicle or anything.
Is
Uh,
there any,
any
are there any
sort.
carts on the farm?
Yeah.
Or wheelbarrow.
Well, we'd have
Yeah.
to look for it.
Anything like that?
I mean,
Oh,
you
I
can-
wouldn't
you
have
can-
seen that.
I mean, you weren't really looking on the way in.
Okay.
I
I'm gonna
rolled a
cast Spare
12
the Dying,
for
by the way.
perception.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay, cool.
So
Constant
he's good
spirit
for a
of the
little bit. Nah, he's one spare the dying. He should be good for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'll take a look around and see if we can find some kind of apparatus to help us carry him.
Okay.
While they do that, I want to look through the actual like the home. I mean, it's a farm. They have any like medical things of any sort?
Food.
When I lean down to cast Spare the Dying, can I search his person?
Yeah, you can cast it and then search. So I need everybody that's actively like looking for something to make a investigation check for me.
16. Oh, and then proficient +2 for that, so 18.
18.
Investigation.
So you're looking for medical supplies?
Mhm.
All right. Yeah. So you're able to kind of poke around. You do find a small chest, like it's like a little box. You open it up and it has some ointments and salves and some like gauze like bandages.
Is it the mirror in the bathroom? Is it medicine cabinet?
Is it, this is kind of where I mentioned too. Are there any smelling salts in there?
As you look through, there is a small like single use smelling salts.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
I
we'll have
rolled
to,
an 18 as
An
well.
18. So on his person, you find another short sword similar to the one that you've already found,
Okay.
and he does have another ring, again similar to the one that was on the other body. So the gold ring with the red stone. But the fixture on the ring that's actually holding the stone is a spider, just like the other one.
So I'm gonna attempt to take the ring without anyone else seeing and hold on to that.
Make it
Stealth or
sleight of
sleight?
hand. Anybody else that's like watching the body, make a perception
Well,
check.
I'm outside looking for equipment to
Mhm.
carry the body with. I
Okay.
rolled a 13.
Okay.
Rolled a 15.
Then if everybody else is out searching, then you don't need to make that check for me, Malfoy. You snag the ring. So the two searching outside.
I was gonna say I was gonna later present the sword to Armand, since
Okay.
he already has the other one.
That works.
Okay, well okay.
Yeah, he's outside
I'm
searching.
still outside.
Later though, yeah.
Outside, you do find a pretty rickety-looking wheelbarrow.
Okay. So that's fine. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
It's definitely seen better days, but it looks like it's one that's been consistently repaired, so they don't have to buy a new one.
Let me ask you this: are there any other buildings on this farm?
On this farm, no.
So okay. So yeah, I'll take the wheelbarrow over to that patio,
Okay.
and then I guess I'll go inside, right, Bjorn? Let's go back in.
Yeah, put the dude in the wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
And don't be nice about it.
Just kind of pump him in there.
Yeah, just like slap him down into it.
That's the
Can I
confused.
check the body after Nickelodeon has done his?
Well,
part?
as you would go to check, I would then present you with a sword and be like, "There's another sword."
So another one,
This must mean something.
and I'll look and make sure that the swords look the same. And yeah, okay, all right, good. Thank you, Nickelodeon. This will definitely help with the investigation. And I'll also put it, I guess, sheath on my person as well.
Okay.
And
so
then
now you
I
have-
want to check the
you-
body and see if there's any sort of like orders or anything like that.
Okay. You're looking through the body. When Nickelodeon went through the body, he didn't find anything aside from like the ring and the sword. So you're not finding anything extra either. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So we're going to head back with this guy.
I think so. We have a live captive. This is going to be great.
All right, awesome.
Unless you guys, and then I'll turn to Nickelodeon. Unless you think that we shouldn't be cooperating with the investigation from the Grey Falcon.
I think we can do both.
I mean, we have a live witness and proof of drow, so we basically can just walk in saying, "Suck it."
I'm gonna take out the ear and I'm gonna be like, should we do something with this?
I mean, we have the means to like craft a set now if we want.
We have a full drow now, so
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
we're upgraded.
At this point, the ear has started to kind of decompose.
Right.
It's starting to smell real bad.
I'm gonna use prestidigitation. Now it smells floral.
So this guy, he's like, no matter
One piece of meat.
this guy's gonna be in a bad way, right? No matter what.
Yeah, he's got a pretty big. Well, he has a stab wound in his leg. He's pretty beat up from some spells, and his knee is busted the wrong way.
Awesome. Okay.
I want to. Looking around when I found the rope, presuming that if I went in the cellar or something like that, would I have found like a hammer and nails?
I would say no, because you weren't actively looking for something like that. You were looking for a binding object.
Can I get some hammer and nails, or one nail?
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to find. With
Okay.
say it take about 5 to 10 minutes looking for a nail.
So I'll tell them really quick. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll be right back. And I run inside the house, grab the hammer, grab the nail, come back out to the front stoop, take the ear and hammer it to the door frame.
Damn.
The most morbid Martin Luther.
What?
Yeah, Martin Luther.
The pamphlets.
Yeah. No, I got the rest. And then I'm gonna drop the hammer and nail there and be like, and then do prestidigitation again, and then just turn around and say, we got to go back. I think we need to get back over
And
there quick.
what was the point of the second prestidigitation?
Just to make sure that there's like no. Oh, I guess I'm thinking way too technical about fingerprints and stuff.
I don't think
Never
they can
mind.
get fingerprints in this day and age, but
Never mind. Forget that.
I
just-
want to.
No.
I just make it even more floral. Or no, I'll turn off the floral and make it back to its grossness.
I want to suggest to them that we use the smelling salts to wake the guy up and actually like interrogate him as we move him back.
Well, wouldn't that bring attention to him? I mean, I was thinking actually about covering him with my cloak.
And it's up to you guys.
I don't want the city to panic.
How far of a distance is it between here and the city?
10 minutes.
Yeah, like 10,
And so
15 minutes walking.
between there and here is like just fields and such.
It's fields, dirt roads, but there are people out working fields and stuff right now.
And there's a gate to get into the walls, right?
Yeah, there is a gate to the city.
Yeah.
Because like I can knock the dude back out before we walk in.
yeah,
What do you think, Nickelodeon? Or Bjorn?
we're gonna get searched regardless of if he's awake or not.
Oh yeah,
And
no.
At that point, the Grey Falcon assholes will be notified. So if we want an upper hand, we probably should question him before we head back.
Then can we do it here and not out in the field or not out in front of other viewers?
I mean, that's fine by me. I don't care
Yeah.
where we do it.
Okay. Bjorn, what do you think?
I would say not to wake him up. Kind of wait till we get to the city, but it's your call, boss.
All right, Nickelodeon. And Etlin, I think we'll wake him up.
Awesome.
I'm okay with that. But I just want to make sure that we get like maybe to the side of the house off the main road.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
So yeah, I want to crack those smelling salts and wake the boy up.
Presuming that we went around the
Yeah, so
yeah.
you get around the side of the house, and Etlin kind of snaps the smelling salts. The guy, very incredibly groggy.
Is it feeling drowsy, friend? And then I slap him on the face a little bit.
So you slap him, and you still don't get much of a response. He's
Can I
barely conscious, if anything.
can I stand like at the foot of the wheelbarrows and just kind of like hold Eldritch Blast,
Yeah, you can ready Eldritch Blast.
just as a show of force, not actually to do anything to him.
Okay, so you have Eldritch Blast readied, and like you're kind of. I would assume that you traced it out, and now you have like it ready and
Yeah.
glowing in your hands.
In one hand.
In one hand.
I'm not there yet.
So you're just holding it at the ready. Wait, and what are you waiting for? Like, is it like what would?
Once they wake up, just to be like, just first off to make sure that he doesn't do some kind of crazy shit and almost kill us, and then second off, to just be like an intimidating figure if that's possible.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the drow is very incredibly groggy. If anything, I would say he's barely conscious.
Should we didn't find a potion, right?
I can't heal. I used all my spells.
I don't know if I found anything of the sort, but I'm not giving it to him. If he's not responsive, fine.
I'm gonna lean in, take my finger very like obnoxiously, and then press down on his knee.
Fair.
So you do get a reaction, but it's not a very conscious one, if that makes sense. It's I hate to say it, a knee-jerk reaction,
Right.
but just very much so like his body trying to stave off pain, but he's
Yeah,
not.
just like a wince almost.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there like some water somewhere nearby that maybe we can splash on him?
So I'm just
Wait,
gonna.
I have one of those.
I'm getting what Ian's putting down. We're not gonna talk to this guy.
Yeah,
unless we-
I'm gonna throw it out
yeah.
there. He tried to kill himself, and
Right.
Nickelodeon was able to stave off the poison and stabilize him. But thinking of it in player terms, he's at 0 HP right now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right. So I'll
it
just
was-
turn off Eldritch Blast.
I mean, we might as well just knock the guy out again, and then
Well, I think we can have some fun just letting him lay there as we pull the wheelbarrow along.
I mean, if you want
You guys are brutal as fuck.
If you want to leave him conscious, that's.
He's not really conscious though, right? He's just kind of, I don't know.
Well, before he was stable and unconscious. Now we woke him up, but he's still at 0 HP.
I want to use the bandages or whatever else would have been their little med kit thing to kind of like tie stuff up appropriately and then give him a nice little gag around the mouth.
Okay, you could definitely do
what?
that.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna silent image, and I'm gonna make him look like a passed out human.
Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
I like this.
that works. Atlin, you take the time necessary to kind of go through and you bandage up, like you gauze and then tie down the said gauze on his stab wound on his leg.
Mhm.
And you do also fashion the gag. There is enough in that, like between what you can kind of see laying around and the things in the little med kit. You are able to fashion some sort of splint to kind of like stabilize his knee.
So we're weekend at Bernie's. We're weekend at Bernie's. This guy, right? That's what we're doing.
Yeah,
right now?
100%.
Yeah.
So much.
This might sound kind of dumb, but what season is this, and what's the weather like?
It's late spring, early summer.
Okay,
So
then-
it's
okay.
it's not too crazy hot, but it's like
It's
nobody's
not
wearing
really cold.
jackets.
It's
like
not really cold either.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
All you
so
need is a
I'll-
light sweater.
I'll make him look passed out, and then I'll turn to Nickelodeon and I'll say, okay, so make him look like a passed out human, and then I'll say, yeah, I think we need to keep him unconscious so he doesn't groan and ruin the image.
I wanna walk with him.
Oh, so you want to stand him up?
Yeah.
But then it'll be difficult for me to mirror to
I mean,
match the image.
That's
of
fair.
him.
We can make it look like, or make it seem like maybe he's just got super shitty drunk, right? And it's like
If you guys want, I can make him look like a very obese person, and then that way, if he steps kind of weird, it won't ruin the image.
If this whole shenanigans hasn't been clipped yet, chat's messing up.
No, I think we can leave him in the wheelbarrow. Just make it look like maybe he passed out, or we
Yeah,
just-
Right. That's where I was going with that.
We don't need to complicate it. Like, we don't need to make him like, oh, we're walking with because he's really
That's fair.
fast, so we can't see his movements. You know?
Yeah. Sorry, Etlin. I appreciate the effort, but I think we're gonna keep him in the barrel.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I think that's the
Or
best.
what do you think, Bjorn?
Yeah, let's keep him in the barrel.
Okay.
All right. So
Bjorn's word is
are-
law.
now, what are you heading back? Are you heading back to town?
We're gonna take our unconscious friend.
Wait, I want to make sure. I want to make sure. Yeah, I was gonna say we need to have
We're
our
gonna
thing.
take our unconscious
Yeah.
friend Copernicus from Eldon. He's our unconscious friend Copernicus from Eldon. To
He was,
town.
and he's drunk.
And we're
he
gonna
was
take
drunk.
him to. You're. And I'm gonna look at Etlin. You're the only person that has a house here, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to go there because I cannot take him to the hall,
That's fine.
and I can't.
Yeah,
take him to
and
my
and
inn.
just to be clear, he was drunk.
Yes.
He was left recently by his girlfriend. None of us ever met her, but she sounds like a terrible person. And yeah,
Copernicus from Eldon.
yeah.
From Eldon.
Yes.
From Eldon. He has no last name.
I think
Drunk.
he's from Eldon.
Drunk.
Yeah. He's drunk.
I think he was
He's
drunk.
knocked out. He had a ex-girlfriend. Shit.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start pushing him.
Mhm.
All right. So you start making the trek back towards town.
Should Baron be pushing him since he's the strongest? I don't know. Seems.
Fine. God, excuse me. First my stomach and now my arms. All right. Okay. Whatever. I'm gonna start walking off.
So whoever it is that ends up pushing the cart, you're pushing it back towards town. You get to the gate. The guard looks at you kind of suspicious. You give him the spiel about Copernicus from Eldon, terrible girlfriend, sloppy drunk. And he's just like, I don't need to, like, whatever, and waves you through. And you make your way back to Etlin's home, load him up into the house, and that is where we're going to end for tonight.
Okay.
Sick.
Awesome.
So, that being said, that's exactly where we're going to end for the night. I thought I had something better to say there. What's that going on in the background?
Yeah. What's
Is it
Someone-
me?
I think
is
so.
somebody in the party zone? Cup your mic. Yeah, it's you, Nick.
Yeah. Well, brother, friend, dad, and all of them having conversations. I didn't realize they were that loud. I
No,
apologize.
you're good.
It's
we're-
okay. It's an ambiance. We're back in the city.
Yeah.
So that's where we're gonna end for tonight. Everybody that's hanging out, thank you so much for joining us. I do appreciate it. Again, DB, thanks for the host. That's super rad.
Yeah.
This was
And the
awesome.
clipping.
And the clipping. The clips are great. I'm gonna look through those later. Everybody that's still in chat, remember, we are this close. Well, we're 19 followers away from our 50 goal. And that's huge. So tell all of your friends. Make sure, get them in here. I want to see more people. I want to grow this community. I want to have more people to hang out with and have fun.
Cool,
But thank
cool,
you
cool.
for being here. Every Wednesday, 7 o'clock, same place. Whoever wants to join me with the cast, we're hanging out, making memes, talking about the game.
Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. So don't forget to
Yeah,
come
yeah,
back
yeah,
around
yeah.
for that.
Bjorn.
Oh my god.
You're saying it wrong. You're saying it wrong. It's Mjorn.
All right. So
All right,
again,
yes.
I hope everybody, players, I hope you guys had a great time. People at home,
Yes.
I hope you had a great time. During the week, don't forget to follow us on our socials. Everything's down below. You can find all of us there. You can even find the Mod20 Twitter and the Mod20 Facebook page. If you want to go back and watch anything from this week, or if you want to go back and rewatch last week's episode, you can hit our YouTube there. And hey, drop us a subscribe over there because that's also going to be super helpful. So, other than that, y'all Wizards have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. Make good choices. Have a great one, everybody.
Good night, guys.